Get the link. Woo! Yeah, I know y'all thought I was gonna hold up right there, right? Okay. I'm actually backstage trying to get our extra guests together tonight. Yeah, we going in tonight, y'all. Let me get him in the house. Let me get my girl CHYNA down.
Hey guys.
Yeah. In here. And we got coming back with us my girl KESHA J.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good.
And your hair cute.
I'm trying to get my man in the chat now. I just put the link in the chat for you, Troy. I might need to call him back. There you go. We got Dr. Troy in the house tonight. Yes, indeed, we do.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Karen.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's get this thing started. We going in tonight, y'all.
And hit that like button, guys.
Yes.
Good gracious, y'all.
It is hot here in Ohio. I don't know about everybody else, but it is hot.
Oh, man, Troy. What's up, Troy?
What's going on, good people? Can y'all hear me?
How you feel?
Hi, Troy.
How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
We going in, y'all. I gotta jump out real quick. How about that?
I hope you don't have no dressing on this time. Last time he did that, he had to go get the dressing. I don't know what it is now. How you guys feeling today?
Feeling great. Hot.
Yeah.
It's definitely hot. Hot and humid.
How are you feeling, Troy?
I'm feeling good. So,
Good.
CHYNA and KESHA, where y'all calling in from?
I'm tuning in from Moline, Illinois.
Okay.
And I'm from Ohio. Like it's by Cincinnati, Ohio. It's like Mason, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So I do visit Columbus a lot. So is that pretty close to you?
Yes, like I'm right in between Cincinnati and Columbus.
Okay, gotcha. Maybe we can meet one day when I go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to travel around. I'm gonna try to catch one of the tours.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah. I have family in Chicago.
Okay.
South Side is a very interesting place. I found out a lot of things about my family. My
Awesome.
aunt she had her funeral in a bar. Right?
A what?
The funeral was in the bar. Talk about narcissist. The funeral was in the bar. You had the pimps and everybody across the street. That was her life.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
We can't hear you, Hario. We can't hear you. Can't hear.
Yeah.
I've been sitting here playing this song. We're gonna start it over because oh my gosh. And hold on. Am I playing commercials here? Goodness gracious. Okay. We missed that. We missed the roll call tonight. We did. It happens, y'all. It happens. Good gracious.
We know last time you had to leave, it was dressing. So what was it this time?
You know, work is never just over with because you're at home, right?
for sure.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
I ain't got no water. Oh, there you go. Okay. All right, y'all. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all got to forgive me tonight. You know, I like to say hi to everybody as they come into the chat. Can everybody hit the like button, please? Thank you. I'd appreciate all that.
Yeah.
Yes, I would. Tonight we got a panel in here. Good gracious. Yes. Yeah, man. Hey, listen, y'all get me with CHYNA, and we have two clinicians in here this evening. Yes, indeed. How about that? Are y'all ready for this conversation tonight?
Let's get it.
We got Miss KESHA J in the house, and my main man, Dr. Troy Muhammad here. Can we put some respect on their names a little bit? You know, it's something how, and I even spelled everything right now. And I wasn't rushing. That's what it was. Then the show starts, right? And everything just goes crazy. You know, one secret to everybody: never have two cell phones, right? Because the messages show up on one phone and they don't show up on the other phone.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I see everything at the last moment.
Wow.
It is what it is. How y'all feeling tonight, ladies and gentlemen? How's everybody? You good over there, CHYNA?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
How about you, KESHA? Everything
I'm
good?
good. Yes, everything is good.
Hey, KESHA, you know, I'm still, you know, in awe from last week. I'm still, you know, just, you know, trying to put it together. Like, wow. Some people just have that air, that aura, like, you know, we just moving forward. How about you, Troy? How you feeling tonight, sir?
I'm wonderful.
You good?
I'm wonderful.
That is beautiful, man. So tonight, guys, tonight's session, we are going to talk about a few different things. Last week, I think we left off on the children, wasn't it?
Mother.
We were talking about narcissistic mothers,
Mm-hmm.
but we kind of, you know, we were veering left and right so much.
Sure.
Yeah, and it ended up in a place of children. So we're gonna kick it off tonight with the only time that you were happy with a narc while in a relationship is when you did not know who they were.
Hario,
Give it to me.
can you shout out the sponsors first?
We definitely got to shout out. My goodness. My man. Am I tripping? I do apologize. I must apologize. You know, Dr. Smith, I just want to say thank you. Yeah. Come on. My man, save it for David.
Yes.
My man, never gonna ever forget Connie Barnes.
Yes.
Wow. I feel better knowing that, you know, the sponsors got shot at me.
Yeah.
Everybody. Man, so guys, this week, right? I was in a conversation this week with someone, and the person tried to make me feel some type of way, you know, and this is something that we get caught up in a lot, guys, and that is that guilt trip. That guilt trip when you know something isn't good for you,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, somebody has that influence to try to get you to prove your position on something. They want to influence you to prove, oh, well, if y'all cool, if you're not hurt about the situation, if you're, if everything is good, we can be friends, right? If it's, because you're not tripping, I'm not tripping, nobody's tripping. So, why not? We can have a conversation. We can have a cup of coffee together. We could, and the person tried to make me feel some type of way because I was like, well, I don't feel like I have anything to prove to an ex or somebody that I don't approve of anymore.
Exactly.
I don't have that desire. I don't have that need of their validation to have a conversation with the person. And people try to make you feel like, well, oh, then you must not be over that person. If you can't talk to them, if you can't have a sit down rational conversation with the person. And my point was, well, if I could not have that kind of conversation when I cared about the person, when I had something to gain, in a conversation with the person, then what do I have to prove now? Why am I trying to prove something now? And I'm saying this to say, guys, listening to outside sources, listening to people, and because you don't know what anybody's angle is. And that's why, to me, it's so important for you to clean your house first. Meaning, you got to do that interior work on you. When you're not doing the work on you and you're focused on, I just want to get over this person and I just want to get my life together, I want to run this, I want to do that, and you're not really focusing on your healing, man, it's like you're just trying to get to a place where you can fake it again, where you can pretend. I wish that I could get one of my clients, man, to just do a session live one time so that y'all could just, because I ain't gonna lie to you, for me, sometimes it gets hectic. I kind of went off on them last night. I absolutely did.
Okay.
Shout out to Patrice. Bang! Thank you for being responsible tonight, Patrice. I literally went off on this guy last night, and I realized, as we all, when you are coaching someone or counseling someone, there's a part of that you start to take personal. And when somebody it's not even that they're not getting it, it's just that it's like, wow, what can I say to you that's going to make you start looking inside of you? You calling me to try to get you back with somebody that has destroyed you. This person has destroyed. This person owns your soul. You sold your soul to this person, and you do not care. You do not care that this person, you have to ask their permission for peace in your life.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
have sold your soul to someone, and the only thing that we can talk about every session. Well, what do you think she did? What do you think that?
Yeah.
And I'm saying it gets you to a place where you just like, and I've gotten to that place where I've said things like, listen, since you're not gonna listen, then walk back into hell and enjoy it, because you refuse help. Stop fighting it. Go head back into hell and enjoy it. Guys, How do you make a person leave that won't? And how do you make a person stay that won't?
I would
Um,
say, go ahead, Keisha.
Speak on.
oh, you can go ahead. Um, go ahead. You can go ahead.
It's hard to get somebody to stay because I mean to leave because as humans we all are guilty of being addicted to the chase, and we all want something that we cannot have. And when somebody doesn't want you, you're going to chase it, and that's what they're chasing, that person. And so it's hard for them to leave. And so I've talked to a lot of people. A lot of people are also addicted to the game. And sometimes you got to wonder if they are narcissists themselves, because the stuff that I hear is like, damn, I don't know who's who, you know? So, I mean, you never know who you talking to or what you're dealing with.
That's true. That is absolutely true. Whoo.
And you have to, I see it a lot. I especially see it. I've been through it. Like I've been one of those where it will always just go back to the default. Well, but what do you think he done? But what do you think what do you think is how? Because you have to be able to bifurcate the different sections of what happens when you are with the narc in the narcosphere. So you have to deal with it with the body, the spirit, and the soul. Like it's a whole pad there. And so when someone is constantly going first, I kind of like in practice I address the body because you have to meet people where they at, and everybody may not be a believer, but everybody know they dealing with the real devil at some point. Just like where they say they smoking crack, that's a monk, that's the demon, or heroin, that's the demon. Okay, they say the same thing about the narc, like this is a whole demon. And so you kind of first you look at it with the brain, and I kind of break down what happens with that brain. Like it's a certain pathway, the same pathway that drugs do. It's a dopamine pathway that happens when you're dealing with a narc. And you got the little pictures, and you show like when you deal with them, they hitting this part with the whole like limbic system, and it's making you feel a certain way. They're shooting dopamine to a certain part. So that's the physical addiction. That's when like you first stop being with them, you get some instant relief, like somebody who just getting into recovery. Like my life went horrible, I was in jail, I'm for treatment, I'm gonna do this treatment, everything is going good for like the first 2 weeks, like it's good. That's how you feel after that separation. Then the withdrawals start hitting. It's like that dopamine is not getting fired. Like at first it compensated because you was like in stress and it was trying to just keep you alive. Now it's not firing, and you want that dopamine, and your body know, just like a drug, this person gonna get me that dopamine, this chaos gonna get me that dopamine. Even if it's painful, it's gonna give me something. I'm gonna get some attention, I'm gonna get some validation, I'm
Mm,
gonna get some type of supply, even if it's bad supply, because you default to what it was with that parent.
mm,
Even if the parent was bad, even if she was yelling at me, hey, I still got some attention, I wasn't invisible. So that's your default dopamine that you always want to try to get. Break it down with the body. Then you go to the spirit, like, okay, you dealing with something in your soul you don't even know you got unhealed. And that's usually that rejection, that's that abandonment. Those are those major soul wounds from parents. It all go back to the imprint of parents, because the parents, the father is the chief, the mother is the nurturer. If that didn't happen, which is about 80% of American families, there's a wound there, whether it's rejection, abandonment, rebellion, pride, something is there in the soul. So that rejection got to be dealt with. And a rejection, you can kind of tell a person, like, I got that acronym P&G. Like, if it's pity and guilt involved, or anything like that, it's always going to lead to depression and anxiety. So if you talking to this person, you feeling sorry for them, pity. Are you feeling guilty about something you did because they bashed you? That's guilt. And then you go back into that, you about to have depression and anxiety, and you know it's downhill from there. And then you kind of address the other issue, like what is missing? What is missing in their spirit? What do they feel like they're getting from this person that they don't have or they lack? And some of them might just
mm.
be like, well, I love them, I love them. And you might have that. Some people are just they, and usually they have some addiction going on too. they might be just that kind of lost to where they can't get there yet. So those are people like you really just need to have some medication to help keep you safe, help you not hurt yourself, and help you not hurt like any family members. Maybe something to help with some antipsychotic because it is a delusion. Like the fact that pain equals love, that's a delusion. And to really get through, some balance of that dopamine got to take place. And so that has to happen.
Something is tapping your microphone.
Yeah.
It's probably my hair.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Okay. Let me try not to
There
get
you,
my hair tapping.
there
Okay.
you,
Is it still tapping it?
no. We good. We good.
Okay.
Can I say something to what she said? I'm not a med person. And I think that these people seriously need to be in jail, not medicated. Because he's laughing, but
These are the victims. The victims. Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say these people are beyond meds. There's nothing that you can do to help these people. This is a choice that they're making. And a lot of people don't understand that God did give us free will, but that free will is to go against what he said. So you don't really use it because your free will is going to go against what he's telling you to do. And they're using that free will to advantage. I've said to myself, I'm just going to give it back to God, but God take presents. These are not presents. These are peasants. God turned his back on them. So we can't give them back to him because he gave them to Satan. So he don't want them back.
And they will unalive a person. Like I really and it's sad. It's sad because you really just want to like put them in shelter, and they keep going back. And several of my patients now are like, I mean, beaten to the point where it takes at least a month not to see it visibly. And so trying to get them to understand like you're dealing with a sociopath, psychopath person. Everyone see narcissism and it's kind of glamorized. It's like, oh, they just too self-centered or they like themselves. No, they're sociopaths, psychopaths, dark triad people,
Yeah.
and they will unalive you with no conscience and your children. Like this is really what we're dealing with now are the sociopath, psychopath, dark triad type of people. And they're like out of jail. They're doing that homosexual stuff where they need a place to stay. So they're quickly getting married. They're quickly getting in homes, and it's not safe. Like every time I see it, I'm like cringing, like this man is not safe. And they come out and they say their diagnosis. So then that keeps a victim in it longer because they feel like, well, if I'm depressed or I'm broke and I got mental health, well, they have mental health. First, y'all got demons, okay? That's it. What they got going on there, they are the demon. Like that's
Wow.
what you're dealing with.
That's
Right.
exactly.
It's different. Like it's a different kind of evil.
Hey, Troy.
And I like what the sisters are saying, but I would say this as well. At a certain point, you have to decide what you're willing to take. A person can only manipulate you if you allow them to do it. If you're trying to change a person's behavior, like KESHA was saying, if a person is a sociopath, they're not going to have any empathy. There's not going to be any sympathy. So you're not going to change them. The only thing you can do is determine whether or not you're willing to accept that behavior. And the way that works is if a person is a narcissist, they will create an atmosphere where they have an advantage over you. So, for an example, I might have financial benefits over you, so you want to stay with me. Or maybe you have a low self-esteem. Or maybe it's something else going on with you, and I'm using that to my advantage to manipulate you. A person who has superior knowledge can never be manipulated by a person with inferior knowledge or inferior self-worth. So you have to start working on yourself, family. There's a saying, you take yourself everywhere you go. So any of your shortcomings, any of your pitfalls, a person as a narcissist can pick up on that the same way a predator picks up on the weakness of an animal in the jungle. And they can manipulate you to try to get you to do what they want you to do or to take advantage of you based off of that weakness. So you have to work on yourself. You have to make sure that you are self-sufficient. You have to make sure that you're God-fearing. And you have to make sure that once you notice a person is a narcissist or is out there to do you harm, that you're not going to accept that behavior. I know being by yourself is hard. And I think both my sisters were saying that when you get out of a relationship, it's hard to walk away. It's really hard to walk away. But you just gotta suffer for those 2 or 3 months, laying around eating crackers, drinking soda,
No,
and you get over it. But you have to get over it.
this is
You
the
cannot
thing.
go back
This is
and
the
expect
thing,
somebody to
though.
change.
What do you think about, because, let's just be honest. A narc ain't gonna just walk up to you with a uniform on and say, "Hey, man, I'm a narc." The thing that I have figured out about the devil is the devil works gradually. So he ain't just gonna pour it all on you most of the time. Now, you do have narcs that's gonna come straight up to you and tell you who they are right from the beginning. But talking about somebody that's covert, you're not gonna know that person for at least 30 to 40 days before you start seeing little stuff. I mean, they may have small things, but if they catch you when you're young enough, you're not really going to catch certain things. Now, at the age we are now, they're a lot more crafty. They know I got to hide this monster from you for at least, 60 to 90 days. How do you feel you protect yourself, when you don't see it coming? Because that's the biggest thing that most people ask about, like, how am I going to protect myself, going forward, from one of these narcs, And one thing that I always tell people is that, well, when you've done the work on you, you will never have to worry about dealing with a narcissist, because one thing that all narcs hate, the kryptonite to a narcissist, is somebody who truly has boundaries.
Yeah.
What's your thought?
Oh, you said, wait, repeat that question again.
I'm saying, at the age we are now, what are signs that people really have to look for when you meet somebody new? What are the signs? Because nobody's coming up to you telling you they're not. They're doing it, but you got to know what you're looking for.
You know what? It's hard because they adapt. And now I'm learning that they're out there, they're playing victim now. They're saying they're dating guarded. So anybody who tell you that they're guarded, you got to be skeptical. See, but me, I play the game with them. I know how to trigger them. I know how to get them to expose themselves so they could just get the hell on. I'm not going to play no games, with my life. I'm not going to waste my time with you. I'm going to sit there and I'm not going to tell you everything about me. It's when they can't read you, they're going to walk away anyway. I've had that happen. And, it's funny, right before we came on, I ran to the store and ran into one of them. And he just thought that I was going to speak to him. I didn't say, he said, "Oh, you're not going to say hi, Miss Joanne?" I didn't say no. I didn't say yes. I got in my car. He was in my rearview mirror. I didn't even look, but I know he was there. I have no words for you, sir. There's nothing you ever going to say to me that could convince me that I can have a conversation with you. I'm not, and for people to say that you should have a conversation with somebody and get back with them, they denied you the conversation when you wanted to have it. You're not going to come back to me a year, 5, 6, 10 years later trying to have a conversation I wanted to have on day one. You can keep your conversation because there's nothing to discuss.
There you go. What you think, Keisha?
You want to ask like key questions. So first you want to not let them like do all the talking or not let them do all the questions and you're doing all the answers about your life, your background and all of that stuff. You really want to be discreet. You want to keep asking them similar stories like about the past. See if dates change, like divorce dates, number of spouses, number of children. that might change. Like if you keep asking, and then they like to talk, they might talk about, I went to Johnny game, and you like, wait, who is Johnny? I thought you just had like Sarah and Pete. Like, who is Johnny? You got another kid? So you want to kind of catch those things, and you got to get them talking before you can catch like certain key information, and don't doubt yourself with that. And so you want to check that. You want to make sure dates aren't getting shifted around with key dates. um
That
then you want to make sure, do they have a home? Do they live in their own home? Because they might not, if they live with somebody. And how did that happen? Because a lot of times they homeless, toothless, carless, you doing all of this stuff, and you won't know until after you said I do. So you got to find out like their home, all of that stuff. Are they self-sustainable? Have they had a long-term job? You want to know that information, and a career, hopefully. Um, you also want to test them with the word no.
okay,
And you
so
want to,
that is going towards men, right? But what about
men and women. My brother has similar experiences. Okay. He
You know
said,
what, Keisha? I agree, but what you're going off is what's already out there, and they are prepared for them questions. These people tell the same lies to everybody. They
mm,
don't think of new lies. These lies are the same. It's been told so much that you're not going to catch them in a lie. That's these people, they are adapting because this information is out there. You're not going to run into a person that doesn't know what a narcissist is anymore. And they know it's NPD. They know it goes beyond
mhm,
being selfish and all of that. They know more than you think, because I've had the people actually cite what it is to me. So
mhm.
these people know, and they are adapting. And it's so much information out there. If you get caught up in that situation, there's no guarantee it's not going to happen. You just got to know when to walk away. That's key.
And you have to know, like, when you have to say the word no.
Right.
See how it is when you tell them no.
They
See if
can tell
they're
that
trying to
too.
monopolize your time, because a lot of times they like to constantly text, and see how they react when you say like, I'm not comfortable with that, or set that boundary and keep it. And then you want to make sure that, I'm trying to think of things that you want to ask them, like when they say like a relationship went bad, like just kind of ask them, well, what was your role in that?
Hmm.
And then see if they're rude to other people, because they can hide it really, really good, but they can't. It's slip ups that do happen with those flags, those questions, especially that boundary.
Correct. And Keisha, I agree with that. Like, if it's a breakup in a relationship, it's never 100% one direction. Normally, both people play a part. One person might play 90%, another person might be 10, but normally there is some sort of shared responsibility.
Oh,
So I
sure.
like that. If you ask them, tell me about your last relationship and what happened. Don't make
so
it directional. Just give them a chance to explain what happened. And if they explain it from the point where they did no wrong and the other person was 100% wrong, you should walk away.
so let's do that real quick. Let's go through some scenarios.
Mhm.
Let's go through some scenarios like, okay, excuse me. Now, okay, so I'm gonna be the guy. Of course, I'm the guy, right? So, Keisha, we just met. You know, what are you looking for? What kind of thing? What type of questions would you ask me to trigger? What's going on with me, and to find out where I'm really at.
I mean, I would just start off like just kind of asking like what things, like what are some of your interests? Like, what do you feel your purpose is? I
Mm.
would probably start there. Like, what do you feel like your purpose is in life? What things are you interested in? Um, how were your relationships? Like, how was what happened? Like, if you were married, and how did that go? And
Oh man, it was
how
rough. It was terrible. And it really was, right?
did
It absolutely was terrible. So yeah, and but you know what though?
But Harry, let me jump in real quick. If you say it was terrible, I would say what made it terrible. What role did you play in that? What role did your ex play? What did you try to do to fix it? What did your ex try to do to fix it? How come it didn't work? I would ask those deeper dive questions. Once a person say it was terrible, okay, that's fine. I get it. What made it terrible? What role did you play?
And you know what? The role that I would say for me, because I feel that it was my fault. I feel it was my fault. It was a total disaster. And as a man standing here before y'all, it was a total disaster, and I'm taking responsibility for all of it. Every drop of it.
They will say that.
I said I'm taking total responsibility because I knew by day 3 this ain't it.
Mhm.
So every day after that, as a man, I'm putting my manhood on the line here. I'm taking responsibility for everything that happened after, because there was nothing holding me there. There was no gun to my head. There was no bribe put in place. Somebody threatened to snatch somebody, do something to my family or something like that. It was all me.
Yeah.
Every abusive situation, every disrespectful situation, I made a conscious choice to argue, to deal with craziness, and I knew it was craziness, and I know I was raised better than that. I'm better than that, and it's my fault. It's all my fault that I went through anything that I went through.
Well, you would want to ask the narcissist, like, what were some of the good qualities? Because they don't like to compliment people or give them like accolades. But you would want to ask, like, what were some of the good qualities that you found, in your previous relationship?
They will answer that. I'm telling you,
Correct.
I've been around.
And not just that. Ask them, based off of the mistakes you made, what would you do differently in another relationship? Or what would you do differently next time based off of what you learned? What lessons did you learn? I would definitely ask that question too. And as Keisha was saying, you want to get people to talk. And you can tell when they're talking where they're going at. Again, if they keep blaming on the other person, you should walk away.
They not doing that no more. That's the thing. They're saying that, oh, I'm friends with my ex. We just decided to end it. It ran its course. They adapting. I've been out there. I'm telling you, if you want to get these people to expose themselves, these people don't have no long-term goals. So I would ask you, Hario, if you was a narcissist and I was trying to date you, I would ask you, what are your long-term goals? What are your plans 5 years down the line? Where do you see yourself? And their magical thinking will come in because they always waiting on a lawsuit, want to be a rapper, want to be a millionaire, want to be an actor. It's nothing never realistic with these people. That's how you get them.
Hey, CHYNA, I'm getting triggered by that. You said they want to be an actor. I'm literally getting triggered. Okay, that's
a writer. All the things that make them famous and noticeable.
Wow, that CHYNA, that was deep right there. And you know what? That's another thing. See, a narcissist, they know how to adapt. That's their game. That's their life. Being able to adapt to anything you say, being able to mirror it right back at you.
Oh yeah.
To make you think, oh, we think alike. That's the narcissist's job. The one thing that I never do, but if I meet somebody that I'm interested in, I'm like, nah, man, I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you just who you dealing with here. You know what I'm saying? The thing that has worked best for me is the relationship guy. I should do a book on relationship guys. The biggest thing that I have learned that works for me is date like a mortgage company. Date like hold on, what do they call it? What is that when you go to processing a loan processor? Date like you're a loan processor. You're the last person to seize this loan before that person can close on it.
For
And
sure.
you know what they're looking for? Anything that disqualifies you. Anything. I'm looking for anything that's not right here.
Yeah.
Because people have adapted so well. They can make their paperwork. They can be homeless, jobless, bankrupt, and everything. And they know how to make that paperwork go right past everybody else. But they're not going to get it past that underwriter. That underwriter knows how to dig in places.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not going to tell you where they're digging to get your info.
Yep.
So that's how, to me, that's how you got to date. You cannot date emotionally. And I know that's a little more difficult for women. You cannot date somebody because they look good. And that's really for the fellas, because that's us. We're visual, you know. And when we see something we like, oh man, we listen. If a woman fine enough and she got the right kind of body, we just like, hey man, I don't care what y'all got to say, man. She fine. That's just the one. The average guy thinks like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be able to stay with her long, no matter what. So it doesn't even matter. But like I said, it's for me, man, date like you're an underwriter. Look for the way out. When you have great energy, you've done work on you, that energy is so attractive. That energy alone, when people know, oh, wow, you know, you're not all fascinated about being in no relationship. You really happy with your regular life. That kind of energy is so attractive to everybody that you talk to. Everybody just having a cup of coffee and people just talk, man, wow, let's exchange numbers because I want to have another conversation with you. You become so attractive to everybody at that point. But again, narcs, they're attracted to that light. They see your light.
Oh yeah.
Troy was saying earlier, these people, they're experts at figuring out what you're lacking just in a conversation. How you been?
I figure if that part of you is not healed or you're not working on that, they gonna run circles around you. You can never be fully whole again from a trauma, because I still get triggered from my childhood trauma, but nobody could use it against me because I've made peace with it. Mm-hmm. But there are still those triggers. And so a lot of people is searching for that wholeness. And sometimes you overdo it and trying to get to a point where you can't get to. And she said earlier that you have to find that void. We all have a void, but you know what? That's the void that God feels. That's why that void is there. It's for you to let him in to fill that void. That's not for a person. And that's what we overlook. We always have to go to God all the time. Even when these people do this to us, who's the first person we go to? God.
Say that.
And that's what it take, like for real. It really take that, and it really like when you in tune with God, you have discernment. And that's one thing, like I get a lot of religious narcs, like pastors and stuff, and it's very tricky when you're dealing with the pastor ones, because they know the word, they know the image, they know all of that. Everything seemed all the way right, but there was always something, and you can only see it with discernment. And that's they either got the breath of death, and that's because when people had a breath of death, and they used to call it the church breath, but it's a lot of manipulation and poison and stuff that come out of their mouth, and that should be a flag. That's usually our senses saying like, hey, something's wrong. Or they smell like hamster cages or rabbits or whatever. It's like that's usually mammy when they got this smell. And I think it's just the way those spirits smell, because I don't know if everybody smell it, but they do have that. So if people smell like hamster cages, usually they very manipulative with money, very stingy. That's a flag. That's usually a trait, or they can smell like hot dogs. That's usually perversion.
Right.
That's a different type of perversion. And these are real smells,
Wow.
are hot dogs, or they can just flat out smell like sewage or death. Like
Right.
that right there, you just run. Because that is like a very huge unclean spirit. And people smell,
Mm,
both men and women have these smells.
Hmm.
Like they have these
They
odors,
do.
and people feel like, oh, it's just their
They do.
pheromone.
Right.
No, this is a warning. And
wow.
you have to pay attention to them warnings,
Right.
because people who like get them type of smells that are very well warning smells, they will take you out. Like a
Right.
lot of it be madness. Like it's like different kind of smells that go with different kind of stuff.
Mm.
But the breath of death, that's especially with men, because women have it a lot. Those type, and those are some with the family members. They will have your life so messed up just
Right.
by the words that they speak. Like that is a huge warning. And my
Right.
brother say he smell it even in dating.
Right.
He say like the girl can be bad, all of that, even if they chewing gum, but the
Right.
breath don't lie.
Right.
And that's they'll
Yeah.
they'll get you caught up.
And one thing about like a lie, if a person is good at lying, they're gonna mix it so much in the truth that you're not gonna be able to tell one from the other. It's something
Hmm.
called technology. And if I really want to deceive you, I'm gonna coat the lie in so much truth, you're not gonna even know that the lie is getting there.
Yeah.
It's something called life, light, and power. If a person is giving you a word, that word should give you some sort of life, meaning that it should improve your life. It should give you light, and light is a symbolism for knowledge, or should empower you. So whatever a person telling you, if you're not getting life, light, or power from it, you have to look at that word uh, skeptically. You have to look at it being a skeptic when you look at that word. But be careful, especially like you were saying, Keisha, when I got pastor, somebody who knows the word or who can speak really well.
Yeah,
They can
they do
spin you
that in the
so quick
beginning.
you won't even know you spun.
I felt very empowered. However, the breath and the hamster cage, and I literally said, I was like, why do you smell like hamster cage? Like I literally asked the question because I know what that's affiliated with. And that caused a whole blow up. The spirit actually manifested, and it was a whole blow up. And I'm like, whoa. And I that was a walk away moment. That should have been a walk away moment, because we was in the store. There was a whole blow up. But I say like, well, then the self doubt. You can't have self doubt. You gotta be confident, because the self doubt would be like, well, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm overthinking or being judgmental. No, every smell was right. The hot dog bologna smell, right. Perversion. Breath of death, perversion. Every smell was correct. Even the bad feet. If they feet stink, women and men run away. That's a clear
Well,
sign.
I'm glad men tell me I smell good then.
Hold on.
The feet.
Now, because that's not limited. You have, and like we said, you got narcs adapting to things out here nowadays. So now we do have people that they're watching because they're watching the videos
Yeah.
and they're like, okay, I gotta tighten up now because that's how they now people are looking at that. They're gonna judge me. And see, we associate things like you say, like, okay, they'll have a smell. And sometimes you be like, okay, this person, they don't stink. They don't stink. And whoo, and it'd be a whole devil right there.
The
Hmm.
breath.
And
The breath can't like gum can't hide the breath. There's no halitosis. What's halitosis?
My
Come on.
sister is a whole demon, and
The
she
breath.
take care of herself. Her breath don't stink, her body, nothing. She's
and
into
especially
all of that.
a female narcissist, that's her moneymaker. She can't go to walking around with bad breath and stinking. No, because she's not gonna be able to attract the guys, because she knows if I walk past this guy, first of all, she's an expert at what men want. So she knows they want somebody to smell, they want to smell some perfume, they want my breath to be fresh, they want everything to be fresh and be an entire garbage can. But they know how to play that part so that when y'all meet, it's like, hey, if you're looking for certain things, and that's why I said, they like you the underwriter. Anything you see, you ask the questions, and when the questions don't come back, and for everybody, we were taught. I keep hearing a lot of dating coaches out there talking about how, you know, you don't need more than 6 months. A man know he won't marry you after 6 months.
No, you need time.
You have to be crazy to marry somebody you met in 6 months.
You know,
A crazy person.
I'm glad you said that, Hario, because I was thinking about this too. A lot of people always like, oh, they won't hoover me. Oh, they won't come back. They know the 30-day rule. They know 30-day no contact. They watch these videos. They waiting for you to break. When you go no contact, it's for your healing. It's not for that person to come back. You shouldn't want that person to come back, because when they do, this is what y'all don't understand. Y'all look like y'all listen to these people and they say, oh, you're either black or you're white. And if you're not black no more, you're white. No, when they re-idealize your ass, it could be in a negative light. And like we say in Chicago, they want to see if you still a goof ass. And that's why they're coming back.
That's why they're coming back. They want to come back to check on you again. I know you miss me. You know you miss me. Come on now. Let's, we had a bad situation, but hey, let's let bygones be bygones.
Yep.
And you done got right back in to something that does not serve you. And now we in a day and age where people are literally leaving their relationships just because I'm just not happy.
Sure.
I'm just not happy, and I just want to be outside. And my thought on that is like, well, I mean, if you don't got married to somebody, you got committed, and the only thing that's wrong is just, hey, you know what? I changed my mind. Then, yeah, you can change your mind about them shoes you just bought, but it's the moment you wear them your shoes.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, Nordstrom used to take them back, but everybody beat them out of that. Now you wear them yours. Nobody's changing that for you no more. So, I don't like to see people break and get divorced, and because the home and marriage, man, it's in shambles. I mean, now what is it? 1 out of every 3 marriages.
And it's bad in the church, and it's a godless, because it's so much godlessness in the whole nation, like just in this age. No one take God serious. God is very serious about covenants. This it's a covenant. And
Yep.
when even the first spouse, like, that was a covenant broken because of us. They got an answer for that. Stuff still don't go right, and you get those things, like, people talk to you, like, reconcile. And I've tried it with the first husband, like, we even got back together, we're going to get remarried. However, when they are demonized, like, they already broke the covenant. They wanted to willfully, they wanted to serve the enemy. But he literally told me, like, he made sure everything got destroyed. He did like a bunch of stuff, got the house shot up, a lot of craziness happened. And when I finally had lost, like, my job, like, I had first became a nurse, lost everything. We had to move to the woods because we was being chased by people he knew. When all of that stuff happened, this guy left with somebody he was, like, cheating with. And then he literally told me, I used to think about unaliving you, like, every day. Like, that's a only thought he had when he, like, beat the crap out of me all the time, did all of this stuff during the marriage, cheated all the time. And I finally had to divorce because for my life and my children's life. But even with that, all of the coming back, stalking, putting love poems everywhere on the car, doing all of these different things, breaking in the house, like how in love he is, all of this stuff. Even when we got back together, his only thought was unaliving me, like,
Yeah.
continuously. And I had 4 of his children. And he said, but now that you lost everything and you are totally destroyed, I'm okay with that. And
Yeah.
then he walked out. And that's what is on their mind, your total destruction. Little did he know, the God that I serve already had a plan working, but He thought in his mind, as long as I'm totally destroyed, that's the only thing better than unaliving me and leaving his children motherless. They're not thinking like humans. They're thinking like psychopaths, sociopaths.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that
No.
you know, when you're dealing with a situation, like that, a person, well, you're dealing with a narcissist, guys. That, believe it or not, Keisha's story is the same story that we had. We just don't believe most of the time this person wants to destroy you.
Yeah.
That's what we thinking. Like, nah, I don't think they really wanted to destroy me. Yes, they did. See, if you're dealing with a real narcissist, that's all a narcissist really is. Somebody here to destroy you. That's it. All of these other things that come with it, yeah, you're gonna have some that's crazy, some that's bipolar,
That's,
some of them doing some extra. This person has an assignment on your life, okay? And that is to keep you from living your purpose for as long as possible. And if they have it their way, they just want to snatch your soul from you and just watch you just fall apart. You can't get over me. You're ruminating every day. I done destroyed your finances. I've destroyed your job. I've destroyed your business. I've destroyed your reputation.
Hario, can I interrupt you real quick? Can you kick this person out? Because that comment is so disrespectful.
Who's that?
I can't even pronounce the crap. I can't find it on my phone, so I can't even kick this person out, but that person needs to go.
Ooh, there's in the chat. Acting a fool. How would y'all want to do?
Yeah, it's I can't see it on my phone. It's MENELIK something. They said Keisha went back to the man like a dog to its vomit. Come on. So disrespectful.
That's those spirits. Don't they like to talk? But it's like a lot of people hear this because this is what we deal with in the
You
church.
see it?
Like, because we like to honor God, so we want to, fulfill our mission as far as like being a wife because we were married. But it's like you want to honor God, but in some situations, no one's discerning. Like the church is not discerning, the pastor is not discerning. No one is really understanding what you're dealing with, or they would have, one, not condoned it or try to put it together, and two, they would let you know, like, leave, this is demonic. Like at some point, with faith, this is demonic. God never intended for anybody to be unalived by anybody, or be in bondage, or be in pain, or be destroyed. There are wolves in sheep clothing amongst us.
And you know what? And see, that's where I was at, with this particular client. I told him, I said, listen, man, I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you. Bro, you met that woman, she was married. You are living your karma. Okay, that's what it is, bro. And for as long as you stay there, you will stay in hell. You do not get to deal with someone's wife or someone's husband while they are married. Don't do it. Just leave the person alone. Hey, see me when you got your paperwork. I'm right here. See me when you got your paperwork and everything's good. Because should you decide, I'm gonna play this game with this person, then you are welcome to the karma that comes with dealing with that covenant. Whether you respect it or not, that's on you.
Yeah.
Because you the one that got the face. Right. You the one who got to deal with it.
And I want to jump in real quick. And Keish, that story was definitely difficult to hear. And thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Now, CHYNA, I would say that I think Cynthia put in the chat as well. I've heard that phrase before, a dog returning to his vomit. It's typically used to signify a person returning to something that's not good for them. Now, the way the person used it was harsh and it was inappropriate. But I've heard that used before as though a person going back to something that's not good for you.
Yeah, I've heard that term too, but for them to reference that to her was like so disrespectful.
Right.
So, I'm a moderator. I could kick them out, but I didn't see that person. But I want to comment on what Hario said. And I'm glad, because I told Lady Virgo that this was going to kind of help her. But when a person decides to get into someone's marriage, it's very critical that you don't take that person back, because when a person know about you, a person puts witchcraft on your partner to take your partner and to steer your partner away. And that's more demons that's attached to your partner. So when you take that partner back, you're bringing more demons into your home. You don't know what you're dealing with, what type of witchcraft was put on that person. If that person's mind is messed up, that when they come back to you, that they may very well unalive you. And it's this lady. Oh my God, I feel so bad for her every time I see her. And I know her story. She was a very beautiful woman. And because the man couldn't have her, he had somebody get her addicted to dope and gave her some bad dope. And she's running around out of her mind. She looks bad. And this is the type of stuff that people will do to you. They will send people to you to destroy your lives. Be sure you're ready to date, because you never know if that person was sent to you to do something like that to you. These people are dangerous. You got never let somebody who chose somebody else over you spin the block. That relationship, that marriage is contaminated.
There you go.
You now have a third party involved. Let it go.
And that's the thing that most people are fighting. Then you want to go to therapy, you want to go to a relationship counselor, and you trying to figure this out. How are we going to work this out? We going to work. Look, and the thing that I've seen work for the people around me is, man, you gotta make a decision. Number one, you got to figure out, what is it that I really want? What is it that I really want? I want my family. I want it to stay together. I want us to be happy. Okay, well, let me go somewhere else with this. What is it that I really need? Okay, what is it that I really need? Because running around here just for what I want ain't always going to be the best thing. What do I want? I want a fried hamburger. I want some fried chicken, but it's not good for me. I need some vegetation. So I'm dealing with this situation with this person, and I see that they have stepped out on this marriage. So do I try to resolve it? And you know what, y'all? Let's just be real with each other. People really don't get divorced because somebody cheated. That's not really why people get divorced. They end up getting divorced, but it's not because somebody cheated. It really turns into somebody kept taking you through so much stuff. It got so trifling in that house that you got to a place where you're like, okay, I can no longer consume this. My mind will not allow me to walk any further with you. If it was just cheating, most of us would still be there.
Yeah.
If it was just cheating, like if you just had a serial cheater, like, okay, you know what, this joke could be cheating, but she gonna come home, she gonna make dinner, ain't nothing in the house gonna be crazy, everything gonna be all right, she ain't gonna make me feel no type of way. Man, damn, she was cheating though. But you ain't even gonna notice when they're treating you the way you want to be treated. You ain't even gonna notice it. You notice it because once they start cheating, it turns into everything you hate. It turns into abuse. It turns into disrespect. It turns into your worst nightmare. And there's nothing any of us, I tell people, man, all the time, like, listen, man, I can tell you today, that relationship ain't going to work just based on what's inside of you. That situation is going to keep playing in your mind. You're going to keep dealing with this person, and eventually that person's going to get tired of it. And man, look, you said you was going to get us another chance, and And I thought we was that stuff is in the past. The moment the person that broke the boundary continues to go in that direction of abuse and neglect, that's going to have an impact on you just daily. And eventually you just walk into that place and you just like, man, what am I doing? Why am I here? Why am I doing this? And what am I gaining from this? Most of us don't even really look at this situation that way because we were taught that, hey man, once you get with somebody, that's it. We locked in. That's it. This is supposed to last the rest of my life. We in a day and age right now where, this devil is wicked. This devil is running this everything.
Yeah.
You lucky if you get, honestly, y'all, you lucky if you can get a good 5 years out of a relationship, out of a marriage. You lucky. You got 5 years, man, you better celebrate that. Because most people that get married are not getting that. They're not getting that, man. And like I was saying earlier, you meet somebody and, we want to, man, I'm ready to go forward with this family. I want to do this. I want to do that. But we haven't known each other. Man, those patterns, man. People have patterns.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you just the new thing in life. You have to be able to see people and see what they're really about. When you're around somebody that's good, and we are the most forgiving around people that are not good.
Yeah.
And we will go out here and attach ourselves to somebody knowing this ain't really it, but it's here, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
But that's the thing, like when you say we attach ourselves, that's what happens. Like instead of being whole and just one with God and letting him, like first you got to be whole.
That's right.
Now you're like fragmented. Yeah, you do attach yourself, but you detach from you. And that's what happens when you kind of get in these situation, demonic ships that you be in, because you now the whole mind is consumed with the narcissist. Even when you calling people talking bad about the things that they did, it's still a consumption. It's your idol. Like you are in idolatry and you're in this terrible, terrible situation that's not only affecting you, but Satan gonna destroy the kids, the whole bloodline. So now you about to deal with these narcissistic children. That'll be a topic for another time. Because China, I know you got some story. Because you do deal with that. You deal with these narcissistic children that grow up. You don't even really have time to constantly be down and out, or it will take you out, because the other generation, they blindside the crap out of you. Because once they get over that honeymoon period of, yeah, the wolf is gone, now the next one trying to see who about to be alpha, and they gonna flip on you, and and now it's like, do you tase your own kid? Like it really get there, and you have to really, there's some strategies that now, after dealing with it for a while, you can learn how to deal with children with those traits, because they are teens and children, and they're not quite set in it as much as the adult was. But you have to be so strong, have those boundaries, have plan A, B, C, and D for when they go ahead and act up and go ziggity boo. You got to know how to handle that. And when they go for that challenge, you got to be able to win that fight, or else you going to be victimized for a long time by your child, your adult child.
Man, now,
It's serious. It is serious.
now
That
we
narc, you got to let them go. Male, female narc, let them go. Because if they see you getting stepped on, them children, they going to try to step on you. They going to try to rob you. They going to try to do all of this stuff. And you birth them. That's a different type of betrayal.
I saw a video today of a child punching his teacher in the face. I don't know what city it was in, but it's the internet now. You got all that toxic stuff they feeding us, in a timeline. But it doesn't matter if that really happened, which it looked like it was real. It don't look like it was some bots they put together. but it's showing us that, and we can see by the schools now. I mean, again, you're watching your timeline. I'm looking at a graduation today, and I'm talking. It was an all-out brawl in there at a high school graduation, turned into throwing people off the balcony brawl, poured onto the stage. The place we are in right now.
Yeah.
This devil is like, man, I already got all y'all. I got the adults. I don't soften y'all up enough, where all I got to do is manipulate you around your money. And you're going to submit. And now he is full-fledged going after the children.
Yeah.
On every level. And yes, these children are growing up demonized. If you can't chastise your child growing up, then what do you think is going to happen to that child that's out of control? Where do you think that child is going? But this devil knew what he was doing back in the 70s when he said, you can't chastise that child. So that's what I'm saying. That's how the devil works. Look at that time frame from the 70s and look at what we're fighting for in schools now. So that a grown man can't go in your child's school with a daggone bodysuit on, telling your elementary school child, your sons, how to have intercourse with a man.
Oh, baby.
Terrible.
A grown man, they are putting grown men in schools. And Alpha, I saw a video today that they're showing to the children.
Yeah.
A video of two men dancing, and it's a cartoon. It's a cartoon, and it's showing little Jimmy or Bobby how to put his dress on and put the little, the frou-frou on, and dance and it's saying, be you, be who you are. And they know that a child just notices colors. If you notice how colorful, this situation is, right?
Hario.
The child is attracted to those colors. They just attracted to colors. They're not attracted to that spirit that's coming with that. But that's how this devil has been doing it, and it's been gradual. And now he's just starting to make big moves. He's just saying, "Hey, look, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and push this on through. Y'all not gonna do nothing." And I'm saying you got to look at it like this: when we couldn't talk about, the pandemic and all that stuff, when we couldn't talk about that stuff on the internet, or they would shadow ban you, that was just a test. That was just a test to see if I could run this other game on you. And obviously, we failed it miserably. Everybody going along. We try, man, I just want to get back to, because that's at the end of the day, that's why we put up with the dog. That's why we put up with the devil. Because at the end of the day, we just want to get back on track. Can I just get back on track, man? Get a house together, pay a couple bills off, get us vacation. Go have barbecue, a couple of times this summer. That's all we want to do is get back on track. And this devil literally is saying, man, I got your kids and I ain't giving them back.
Man.
I'm going to destroy them. That's how this devil is doing. Can y'all imagine what life is going to be like in the next 15 to 20 years?
Terrible. They got the after school Satan program over in my neighborhood. The after school Satan program in the elementary school. That's some stuff.
That's what I'm saying. They literally they teaching these children, and then we see the level of violence. And this is in regular school. These aren't the schools that are for the bad kids. These are average, every regular elementary, regular junior high schools, regular high schools. Man, I live in DC, or I live right outside of DC.
Mhm.
Some of the high schools in DC, not just one or two, and I'm saying they have brand new schools in DC. Schools in DC, if you go to high school in Washington DC, your child goes there, man, they going to a school that looks like a college campus.
Wow.
Beautiful schools, right? Now it's gentrified, but they gotta have police escorts.
Mm.
Yes, when they get out of school, man, they gotta have the police everywhere for those different schools, because they know the minute these kids come out of school, man, it's going to be total chaos.
Yeah.
It's like you just let a pack of mad dogs loose, and they just looking for something to attack today. And this is every single day. And the only thing is that you usher in, they trying to get them to get through high school. A buddy of mine, the gym that I go to, they work with the hard head kids, the kids who won't stop doing stuff. I see some of the meetings out sometimes when I'm leaving the gym. I see them in those little meetings, and I'm just like, wow, man, wow, guys, we are in this war between the men and the women, and we just like, hey, we don't need y'all, we don't need y'all, and the children. That's who on the chopping block. Whether we need each other or not, the children are on the chopping block.
Oh yeah.
And all we worrying about between one another is who's right or wrong, who's this, who's that. I'm more powerful, I'm stronger than you, I'm better than you. And we literally, man, we've lost the generation. Did I say a generation? Does anybody seeing us getting back in control, man?
You know what? It's hard seeing your kids, knowing what you know, and knowing that, they're going to burn in hell, and that they have a life full of torment when they're going down that path. And the devil knows that it's hard for you to let your kids go. Because I'm not going to even lie. I go through what I go through, but at the end of the day, that's my seed. And I don't want to see that for mine. So I'm going to always interact with that child. But what I have learned to do is not let that child steal my peace. When you want to go into your little rages or your attitude, I'm going to politely ask you to leave my home. And then we're going to regroup when you think about it and you want to do better. But you're going to be in that cycle by yourself, because I'm not going to argue in circles with you. I'm not going to let you disturb my peace. I'm not going to let you disturb my life. But at the end of the day, he know that our children are our sacred place, and that we love our children, and that we don't want nothing to happen to them. And that's why he's working on them. Because I look at my kids all the time like, damn, I want to let you go. But I know if I do, I know what's waiting for you. And you want to be that positive force in their life. It's hard for me. It's hard.
And that's a good thing, because right now the children, man, they so rotten. It's easy to turn your back on them, because you just like, okay, that's what you choose. Okay, you go ahead and choose that then. Just I send you a package every now and then,
Yeah.
because that's what this devil wants. This devil wants total control. This devil wants total access to those children. And if you have sons, man, God, man, I mean, I never in my life would have ever believed that you would put a man in pantyhose and make him masquerade around and try to tell little boys how to have intercourse with each other. not a traditional way, but you trying to get elementary. And I'm saying, where's the outrage? We are so caught up with the rest of this craziness, and that's how narcs, guys. That's how narcs get to us. They do it in a way where they've been beating up on us for so long. They've been attacking us from so many different angles that now you look at the rest of the world, you just like, man, look, I done been through enough. I can't deal with too much more. Every day you at your limit. Mentally, most of us are dealing with your limit on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You got to deal with these bills. You got to deal with this food. You got to deal with these gas prices and all this other craziness out here. It's like, okay, well, when do I get a break? When do I get a break? And nobody, I ain't gonna say nobody, because I think a lot of us do think this. We're not really pushing the agenda.
Yeah.
And again, you got a devil out here that's watching everything that you do, and we going through their platforms because they way ahead of us on the thing. They want to do it in mass numbers. Hey, they get to control what's coming down your timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of this is under it's all under somebody else's control. They can talk algorithm all you want. There's a much bigger picture than an algorithm.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I want to say something, Nikki. Girl, you better stop talking about you gonna be single. No, let me tell you, I said that, and I was single for a while. But let me tell you, I never thought it would be possible. It's this guy that I had been dealing with for a while. We've been running from each other because, shut up, Hario, stop. But we reconnected, and he's really a nice guy. He's very handsome too. And I think he's watching while he's at work or whatever, but he has 4 daughters that he's raising on his own, and he keep the BS away from him. He don't bring women around his girls. I met them once, and that was just that, very, very nice guy. So, I mean, it's out there. You just gotta be patient. It has to come to you. You can't go looking for it. Shut up, Hario.
I ain't shutting up nothing because you was on here talking. You was adamant. No, that's out. That's over for me. I ain't thinking about it. It ain't gonna happen this lifetime. And look at you over there smiling and glowing. Y'all wonder why she. Yeah, she's
so sweet to me. Oh my God.
She's here smiling like, yeah, Joe. I got me one. Yeah. had to go through some crud balls, but
Yeah.
Hey, found one. And at the end of the day, guys, that's every last one of us. That's every last one of us.
Yeah.
You just gotta go inside. We looking for a mate outside. You better find that mate inside. Okay?
Yeah.
Find that mate inside of you. Find out what you really want. Guys, I'm telling y'all, man, when you find the one you really want,
Yeah.
it's not going to be based on a look. It's going to be based on what you see when your eyes are closed.
Yeah.
When you can see yourself laughing out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Having some actual fun.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. That's real life. That's real life. And people it's some normal people everywhere. We just don't be looking at them. We're like, oh no.
Yeah.
That's too boring. I told y'all, man, that's how people see us. We're boring. We're extremely boring. So because we're a routine, it's like, you already know exactly what's going to be going on when they get in the house with you. It's going to be basic. It's going to be kind of the same thing because we are consistent. We are consistent. You know, guys, let somebody, the people who can't deal with the boring, that's just not for us. That's all.
Yeah.
And that's what we dealt with here. We have been in situations where we just want to go along and we want to make this person the one. We don't try to, okay, you know what? If I get married to the person, then, that's a covenant. Ooh,
Sorry.
Bless you.
Sorry. I should have hit mute.
there was a jet coming in. Surely. But, but
It's
like,
allergy season over here. We can't, a lot of times, like, a lot of focus be on that, like the relationship and all of that. They chaos. And chaos it's a different type of chaos. It's like criminal system, court order, drugs, alcohol, all of that chaos. And that chaos has no type of productivity for life. It's only destruction and fantasy. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all they know. And even when the type of love we think they have for us is when some demon was razzle dazzling in the bedroom in the first couple months, or doing like a whatever they call it when they come around again. But that's it. It's never like consistent or lasting, because it's only a demonic fantasy and then chaos.
mm,
And in the meantime, the whole time everyone is kind of in this blanket of what culture taught us we need to have somebody to be complete. Not denying it, that's I'm not one of those like, oh, we don't need a man. Yes, we do. You do need a man. You need both in the household. That's the best way to have it. Like, you don't ever want to be like you don't need a man. That's weird.
Yeah.
But you want to you want to make it to where you're fulfilling your purpose in life, and somebody that come along, they're going to be equally yoked with you, sharing those same like goals, dreams, and ambitions. You like to travel, they're going to like to travel, and it's not going to be like with the narc. Like, it's going to be genuine over time. Narcs rush. Get that stuff 6 months plus, you will find out if you can really deal with this person or not.
Oh
But
yeah.
in the meantime, you got America pulling, all the country, everybody is pulling stuff over people's eyes. Like, everybody, they are gaslighting on a mass level here. Yeah, and no one really even know the seriousness of what's happening. Like, I mean, you got all this nano stuff, this dark matter stuff going on. That stuff attaches to the brain, and it has effects on dark-hearted people. So when these narcs getting worse, they're not going to get better, because things that are being released medically, like, I know a lot about it, medically studied this stuff.
mm,
It literally has effects on the brain that causes a person to think worse. Like, they literally had studies where the aggressiveness is so much on a high level that they will unalive people and have no memory of it.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's what they're dealing with. And
Oh
the only thing that knocked that stuff out is the spirit, the Holy Spirit. Like, it's really a evil of a God against Satan type of deal we dealing with here now.
that's right.
And we're not going to get better. So trying to have this happily ever after, that's not going to happen. That's a delusion. And people got to understand, like, that's not going to happen.
Mm,
That's it. It's a delusion. And they can be like, well, this person going to therapy and my brother been married decades and had a mistress for decades, and so deluded, and go to therapy.
and he
And
goes,
it doesn't work.
it does.
his wife
They're not going to do it.
his wife don't even understand that ain't nothing changing.
It's a competition thing.
Yeah.
That's what happens. And when we really look at it and we really honest with ourselves, because of how we grew up in rejection and stuff, we was in competition with somebody that we didn't even know, probably ain't even on no level. Because if they grimy like the narc wasn't even on our level. So
No.
you will find yourself being a whole career person trying to be in competition with somebody who enjoyed being a prostitute. And then you out there on the street dressed like a prostitute, thinking you're gonna get the narc attention. It gets crazy.
And that's why when they leave us, it's always for another narcissist. That's the thing. Y'all don't understand. These people put spells on them. These people know how to play the game. that's why they leave you, because they chasing something that's running away from them. These people play the game right with them, and they'll give them the silent treatment, or they'll talk about going to be with somebody else, or say, I'm done because you're not responding to my text. And that's why they leave you, because they run off to that chase. It has nothing to do with you. It has a lot to do with wanting something that they cannot have. And then when they chase that and it's not what the fuck they thought it was, that's when they want to come back, but let their ass sit over there on that green grass that they didn't see the piss and the shit on. I'm sorry, y'all, but I gotta say this.
And ain't none of them doing good.
I'm telling you.
When you really look at it, they still using you as the post, as the standard. You got exes coming to you. You be like, I don't even. Who are you talking about? Well, they said, hold on, who are you talking about? I gotta try to remember. 8 years ago, I haven't talked to them in 8 years. They said, like,
hey, and they're still walking around talking about you like y'all still talk to each other.
Yeah.
They're still bragging to people. Listen, they still lying to people, saying that you still reaching out to them.
Yeah.
Guys, listen, the illusion that a narcissist could go. I told y'all, man, pray for them people, man.
Yeah.
And I meant that. Guys, I'm to a place now, and I can say this with y'all. I'm just to a place now, because y'all get to watch our growth here. Guys, I'm in a place now where I'm not angry about what I've gone through, because it's changed my life. But I'm in a place where when it comes to dealing with that person, I don't deal with that person because I honestly just don't have anything to say. It's not like I'm feeling some type of way and, nah, you did this, you gonna stand on it. You gonna stand on it, but I want you to understand that it's just nothing to say. We've said everything. We've had our turn. We had our time. We've had our turn. We've had our time. And guys, that's a hard thing for us to just leave alone. That is very difficult. The first thing I say to people in a session is, man, are you ready to make a decision? And that decision is a very serious decision.
Yeah.
And most of the time, we just want to feel better. We don't really want to make that decision. We just want to feel better. Everybody isn't ready to just, I ain't ready to just cut that off because it made me feel good. At least I thought it did. Because that's the level of delusion that we're in. By the time we get to the end, guys, that narc has turned you inside out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know what to believe no more.
Oh yeah.
You just sitting there feeling like I'm on drugs, like I'm on crack or something. I'm sitting here. I want to work this out. I'm trying to figure it out. I can't stop thinking about it. And guys, then you start going into this really dark place where you start wondering what you could have done to save that craziness.
No.
What more could I have done?
Nothing.
I guarantee everybody here. Listen, y'all. I want to tell y'all, everybody, especially you guys that were married to a narcissist, you did more to keep that person, to try to make them happy. You did more for them than you ever did for yourself.
Yep.
And your own happiness. You have never treated yourself like you have treated somebody outside. Never. So to blame yourself, the only reason I blame myself, again, y'all, because I know better. My mother raised me better than this.
Yeah, mine didn't.
I look back I look back honestly and feel ashamed. I feel ashamed for my conduct. Wow, man, I'm getting to a real weird point here. I'm almost feeling like I owe everybody, even the narc, an apology. Like, how do you apologize to somebody? Hey, man, I apologize for dealing with you. I apologize for ever dealing with you because I knew better. After I saw who you was, I knew better, and I saw it very early on. And that's my public apology. Narc, I knew better. I, my mama raised me better than that. That's my apology. There it is.
You know, and these people, they stay stalking, they stay hoovering. Like I said, I've ran into one at the gas station. I keep getting text messages. I'm not changing my number no more. I said to myself, what the hell am I changing my number for? I know better. I'm just going to give his ass what they give us, hope. That's all we gonna get, because he can keep calling, he can keep texting. I mean, these emergencies that they try, if that don't work, they send some stuff that you gotta respond to. I said, well, hell, I'm not gonna respond to it, but I'm not changing my number. And they stay stalking, because sometimes when Hario on here by himself, I text him like, hey, I'm in the background, I'm watching this profile. And so I knew who the profile was. I'd be like, don't shout me out, I'm watching. And so she asked me, I knew who she was. When she asked me, she said, what is your skincare? So I threw her ass off and said oil of Olay. Give her 2 weeks to go play with a bar of soap or something and figure it out.
Man, oh man. And I'm saying, and that's the thing. When you end something though, you don't even know the power you have over that person.
Yeah.
That's the other side to this, guys. When you out of it, you don't even realize the power you have over that person.
Oh yeah.
The person had control over your vessel at one point. That person had control. And for you to repossess your soul, that person, they don't know how to respond to that. They don't know how to, they can't come back and ask you for it again. They're hoping that you're going to still go along with the lie.
Oh yeah.
That, hey, you know, let's just be friends. Come on, pretend with me again. Yeah, pretend with me that, you know, we both are on the same page. We both want the same thing. We both want a good relationship. But you know, we went through some things in the background. Pretend with me. Pretend with me so that you don't have to tell everybody else who I really am. Because that's what guys, when they say let's be friends, that's what they're saying. Man, don't go out here and tell everybody what I did to you. No. Don't tell everybody that. I don't want everybody to know how I treated you. For sure. I told everybody that you did that stuff to me.
But these people don't fall for that because they know who these people are. They tell their story to people who are going to enable them no matter what, because these people know exactly who they are. They don't have to go to that person that lied. The only reason why they would lie is to justify what they did. But that person know they grimy. But these people literally, I see it unfold with my own eyes. They do make up stuff to justify what I mean. I didn't believe it at first, but these people literally make up stuff to justify why you left them, why they cheated on you. They have to make that stuff up in their head, because if they don't, they will be on the verge of unaliving themselves. So they have to tell these lies to themselves. And you know what? I watched a self-aware. He's so live today. She tutor talking about, oh, y'all think because you leave us, we be balled up crying. Man, I know a female did it for 3 days. She lost her favorite married man. She was a narcissist. He uses her. The husband would use her to attack his wife, to put her in line. And that's what they use these people for, to humble us. But I be damn, I let another person humble me. They do ball up and cry when they lose you. So don't listen to these people when they say, I know it for a fact. She balled up for 3 days crying because she lost her favorite married man.
Wow. Lost her favorite. Guys, I'm going to tell you, it's a special type of pain and confusion that comes along with running to somebody's husband or running to somebody's wife. It's a special place for you. When you do, you're going to lose your mind. You're going to lose your mind out here chasing somebody's husband or somebody's wife. You're going to lose your mind chasing that person.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I'm watching not just one or two people do, several people, because they think it's cute. They think it's funny. And the more that they participate in that craziness, guys, it shows you how sick they are. It shows how twisted they are. They don't even want somebody that's single. They don't even want that. Everybody out here single. Way more single people than married people. And they find a way. I'm gonna just go ahead and, I know that they not divorced yet, but they on their way there. Yeah, they on their way there because this outside force has come and made this person comfortable.
Yep.
So now that person feels like, oh, well, I can jump out of this marriage. This ain't nothing.
Yep.
Because the other person gonna marry me once we get out of this. And then by the time a narc get out of a marriage, man, they're not out there trying to get remarried most of the time.
Nope.
No.
Mine did right away.
Outside.
In church, they right away. In next service,
Well,
new first lady. There you go.
You do have some narcs that
ain't crazy.
And this is the thing that you got to see in that when they run off and they marry just like that, who is there anybody in the church to think that that's gonna stay together?
It's evil. It's just all evil and witchcraft. And once you get 20s and 30s, you might go through a little more like you can go through jumping out cars. They take you through the most. You jumping out cars, you do all this stuff you think. Once you get 40 and they start flipping off, they really are going to leave you quick because you are not about to do any of that stuff. You're going to look at them like, look, I got to work tomorrow. If you feel like you're not coming here, I'll just lock the doors. All of that stuff going once you kind of get over 40 because it's too much that a narc can take you through. And if you kind of already been through a whole lot of stuff, it's like after those first couple of ones, you won't endure if you sit there and you can really go through all the shenanigans and try to do all the investigations. Because even when they get older, they still take you through the same stuff that they would have took somebody in their 20s. It's like insanity.
But that's when a narcissist usually, that's when they usually lock in on you when you're young, when you just getting past 16, 17 in your early 20s. Man, that's the ultimate time. Because when you're that young, you don't deal with a bunch of craziness.
No.
You absolutely, in a relationship, you deal with almost anything in a relationship when you in your 20s. But once you hit that 35 and start heading to 40, man, that's when everything at that point, you're like, whoa, hold it. No. The one thing that you've gone through that you realize wasn't a good thing is all that drama in those relationships. And you like, nah, buddy, no, we gonna do this. I'm trying to do this right. And I'm saying, guys, for everybody to just, once you meet somebody, you just running off and you got to get married today. The person is for you. It's for you.
Yeah.
You running down that aisle, good luck.
Do the narc check.
is all no, they all of them are known for getting married quick.
Oh yeah, I told you. I got married in a month. That's exactly what happened.
Once you in 30 days, this is it. China, you the one. Listen. I'm telling you, God spoke to me, told me, you my wife, and we getting. I done got the ring. We just got to go to the church.
We didn't even get a ring. All we did was just get the marriage papers and went to the courthouse and got married, and it was on from there. It was like, oh yeah, I got this one. And she pregnant, double whammy. You're gonna have a hell of a time getting out of it.
What you talking about?
The same thing.
When you young, that was me. I was young. She was pregnant. He asked me to get married though. It was that situation was so crazy. Even when I was 22, I was like, "Whoa, something ain't right. Something ain't right here."
They be so smooth. They'll pull out a notary like, hey, I even got a notary. If they walk around with a notary, you better watch out. Because they gonna want to get everything notarized. They gonna be like, it's your card, right? I got a notary. Do you want to sign it over? Like we can sign over some things. They got a notary on deck. Okay.
See, those are things you can do when you're really young. But see now, when you hit 40, that's it. You're not like, no, whoa. No, that's what we're not doing. And like y'all was saying earlier, y'all not about to go out there and see the same way y'all feel like, okay, let's make sure this dude got a home that he live in. Let's make sure that he got this. And for the fellas, when you go over her house, you give her the white glove test. Yeah, you go right in that bathroom and go up under that toilet and you go, ding. Okay, this is who I'm in a relationship with right here. Yeah.
Good luck doing it tomorrow, because I can't stand a dirty toilet. I'll go crazy.
Man, but I'm saying, as
my brother said, usually it's a really junkie in a house. Some people might be
narcissists are nasty. They are nasty unless they have OCD. Then they are very, very nasty people.
Mm.
And you said they in their 20s is when they do all of that, but you know what? They waste their 20s, they waste their 30s, and then in their 40s and 50s, that's when they start falling apart, their health and everything. And that's when they want to settle down. Oh, I want a wife. Oh, I've been running the streets long enough. No, don't nobody want to take care of your kidneys. Nobody want to wipe your ass. I'm not doing none of that. And you
blood pressure.
And
you trying to say that you ain't gonna change my diaper?
Heck no.
I'm medical. I'm like, he want a prescription for fungus, bacteria, all this stuff going on. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, I'm trying to see if I need to contaminate the environment here. Like, I gotta contain ourselves or something. Quarantine. Like, you need all of that. Your toenails is falling off. Like,
man.
Come on, we're talking about people's feet, all right?
Belly's looking like a deflated cake.
Yes. That toxicity gotta go somewhere. It's too much toxicity building up. It's too much. It goes somewhere. Skin stuff. They always got skin stuff going on, and you just be like, how many spiders is biting you?
Yeah. You know what? As you get older, though, that's something that a lot of people are saying. Like, people's health. Man, if you stop moving, ladies and gentlemen, let me say this to you. You stop moving, you stop using it, you lose it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's how life works after 50. Yeah. You stop using it if you want, but next time you try to use it, it might not work no more.
And that's happening to a lot of men now, where they, boy.
I'm personally talking about walking around and like, because I'm serious. When you see how certain people, like when some people you can see them, they 65, 70 years old, and they still walk and run like they did when they was 20. And then you look at some people and they walk like they 79 and they ain't nothing but 63.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see people walking around, either you gonna use it or you gonna lose. That stuff y'all talking about. It's just, that's true too. You stop using it, man.
That's most narcs got a spirit spouse. They don't know about spirit spouses yet, but because of their perversion, the marine kingdom is like in covenant with them. Like they marry. I literally seen one hovering over my ex-husband, like in a dream. Like they literally have a spirit spouse, and that spirit spouse is not gonna let them be able to continually please their spouse. Because that's spiritual, they hate them. Like they're there to separate divorce and marriage and all of that, so their parts won't work. Like that's part of a symptom. And they usually they try Cialis, Viagra, they have all of that stuff, but they got to be delivered. Like they got to live right. They'll get testosterone. That a lot of those scripts go to narcs because they always feel like, well, it's a testosterone issue. No, you jacked up. It's a demonized issue. So
Yeah.
because of that, because they're so nasty and perverted and always like doing themselves and stuff, it's very difficult the way the enemy get them for them to be able to be attracted enough and continually to please their wife, because that's something that God holds sacred.
Yeah.
So they're usually gonna have ED.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What's the female version of that?
Pain. Usually they have pain and they don't want to really have a lot of intercourse. They feel like they drying out. Usually they have a lot of uterus problems and stuff, or it's always something going on to where they just can't do it.
Wow.
I think I don't know this for sure, but I think a lot of the females probably have like HPV in the throat or something.
They have that stuff. They have a lot of UTI, a lot of urinary tract infections, a lot of BV, bacterial vaginosis. They get that a lot. It's just a lot of things that make regular intercourse, just difficult or impossible.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
usually it's like very like the dryness, or they might say they need estrogen a lot, or they just might not be in the mood. Like it's always that. But a lot of times females, they weaponize it. Like usually Jezebel gives them the ability to weaponize it because the man is the target. Like if for the enemy, the man is the target to wipe him out or effeminate him or just make him miserable and useless, because he's the head of the household, or the head the way God set the order up.
Say that.
So the woman might even be able to give it to everybody, but she won't give it to the husband because that'll just be for control.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's it. And that's really how that female, like you said, that female narcissist, that's how she pretty much run the game.
It's
And
witchcraft.
if you don't, and if you a guy and you don't have that much self control, if when a woman sees that she can rule over you with just her body, man, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
And I say that because I know a lot of guys that watch my videos that cannot say no, and and you not being able to say no. And don't get me wrong, folks. I get it. I've had my hands tied to my back. I've had that gun to my head. Okay, that's how it make you feel. But when something ain't right, man, you go ahead and go there if you want to, but you will regret it. You will regret it, and if you go there with the wrong one, she gonna make you regret it for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be spending years regretting and get with the wrong one. And the way we are as men, we so territorial about our woman. Even when we have multiple women, we are still territorial about everybody. Like, y'all only supposed to be faithful to me. I know I'm not faithful to y'all, but I expect y'all to be faithful to me. That's how we are. Okay, ladies, I'm giving y'all some free game tonight. That is how we think. Okay, that is how we feel inside. Like no one else should have access to you. It should just be me. Okay, bottom line. And when we don't have that, man, it is something that makes you feel like you're not like what's wrong with me? Did you sharing yourself with other people? Something wrong with me? That's how men feel. Man, all these things that we've been talking about over the years, and now it's come to a head on social media. How men and women are equal, man. We are not alike. We're not even alike. Okay? We're not even alike. Our needs are totally different than yours. And I think that's one of the reasons why, just one of the reasons it's so difficult to get everybody on the same page now. Because when we're really truthful about it, our needs are not the same. Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because my brother he was like, we don't ask for much as a man. Only thing we ask for is that, okay, if we go to work, we do all this, we come home, tell us like, hey, we doing a good job. We just want like some type of acknowledgement, have some food, and have some sex. That's it.
Yeah, that's
I
what
said,
I was told.
put
F
it
me
on
and
the
feed
brain
me.
in a deep
Right.
conversation. He was like,
F me
we
and
don't
feed
even
me.
care about that. We just want, like, are you cooking? And did I do a good job today? Can we
That's
have
it.
sex? He
That's it.
was like,
Listen,
they
look,
don't
I'm
do
trying to
that.
tell you, your brother just told y'all everything that a man wants in
Yeah,
a relationship
I
for
told
real.
him he needed to be a guest on here one day because
I'm
but
he did the even when he was doing like the TV stuff with the Disney stuff and the Food Network things. Even when he was doing that, the his narcissist like completely ruined every moment. He was like, when you think it could get no worse, when somebody say
please.
you go to the hospital, something wrong with them, and then you talk to the doctor, and whoops, they didn't had a whole miscarriage, but you never knew they was pregnant. Then turned out they was pregnant by somebody completely different
Hey,
that you grew up with, like that kind of stuff.
mm-hmm.
And then you still somehow get suckered back into this cycle and still fall victim to it.
Because you feel sorry for him.
You
You
feel
feel sorry for
sorry
the person
for 'em.
because
Somebody passes away, something happens, and
yes,
now you
and
just like,
at the end of
why?
the day, and listen, we feel sorry for them because we get to save them.
Get to save them.
I don't feel sorry no more.
Because you used to saving the mom. I had to tell him now, I said, you keep rescuing our mother. And when you do that, you are trained to be the rescuer.
Yeah,
And now every female you have to rescue because that's all she taught y'all to do is rescue the person. The woman is the queen. Take care of them, all of that
yeah,
stuff.
But hold it. But it ain't just us though.
That's how the
Whole
mom narcs train the guys.
It's
They
a
train the
whole
girls to be like 3 months. She'd be like, every relationship, you got 3 months to be happy. So anything after that, you shouldn't even worry about. That's how they train the females.
no,
It's terrible.
no. Females feel like they gonna be Bill the Bob. I'm gonna save him. I'm gonna fix this one up. I know he ain't got nothing going on. I know, but we got potential. I'm gonna get him together. I'm gonna dust him off, get him some clothes, get him a nice little
Just
ride.
the
We gonna polish him up. We gonna get this one together. And as soon as y'all put them together, I mean, literally, it's almost
Pew.
the day you buy that fool that chain. Because you done bought his clothes, got him to ride. But the minute you get him that chain,
Mhm.
it's over.
That Cuban link. They always want some jewelry or something, or this nice watch and all of that.
Man, it is over the minute y'all buy that jewelry. Because, see, when you got him the clothes, he got the woman's attention. When you got him the car, you made him look like he had his stuff together.
Yeah.
And all the other woman know is the lie that he telling her. And I'm gonna tell y'all, because this fella's out here, this actually working and actually got it together. Did y'all not choosing? Because this dude over here been, he done came home, he been in the gym, he been working out every day for the last 5 years. He should be tight. This other dude over there, he on the assembly line, so he got a little gut, he's working every day. He drink a beer after work, he
I don't care.
He drink a beer after work. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to the gym every day. He responsible though. You know what I'm saying? And he just want his fair shit. He just want an awesome chance. That's all. He just want a chance. And he ain't getting that. He ain't getting that chance.
But you know what? We always take in strays knowing they ain't house trained. So, and then we try to house train them, but they strays. You cannot house train a stray. They're going to do what they do. And that's where we make our mistakes. And I want to say this too, that, I can admit, that I didn't want to date because that word submission, it weighed heavy on me because I looked at the word and not the definition, but there's a difference between submitting and being subservient. And narcissists want you to be subservient to them. That's beneath them. But when you submit to a man, you submit into his leadership. And so I had to learn that. And that's something that, that I'm willing to do now. Because, I was so aggressive. Okay, Hario.
All right.
I'm back in the dating game now. I'm ready to do this, It's been a while.
Don't it look good on her, y'all?
Yeah.
It does.
That's a good feel. You know how when you just get to laugh and it ain't no pain behind that joint, man.
Right.
Yeah.
You get to laugh. So that's what I'm saying to y'all. That's what a real relationship looks like. When you get to smile and you get to laugh and it ain't no painful memory behind that laugh. It ain't no suffering behind the laugh. It ain't no manipulation. Ain't no coagulation. Somebody trying to pull you into something and make you, hey, you know what? Let's just come on. Let's come over here and pretend that I'm happy, but I'm going to still try to talk to your girlfriend. You ain't got none of that stuff going on in the background. But at the end of the day, CHYNA, that's a beautiful thing because, submission. That a submissive woman is that's what the Bible is talking about when it said, a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. It ain't talking about this Jezebel. It's not talking about her. Okay, it's talking about this one over here that understands the assignment.
Yeah.
Okay, a submissive woman really is going to run the house. That's who's going to be in charge in the house. Because see,
for sure,
a woman that's actually submissive, she's demanding so much respect. Now, don't get it twisted, y'all. You got some fools out here. And if you see that this fool don't understand what submission is and don't understand the assignment, when you meet a guy that don't understand the assignment, then you got to accept he don't understand the assignment. Okay? That's all. Don't get angry. Don't try to force it. Don't think because y'all get married, he gonna get the assignment. No. He gonna keep misunderstanding on purpose. Y'all hear that part?
Yeah.
On purpose. He not gonna understand the assignment because he ain't there. He doesn't think that it's his job to keep this woman, this family. He don't understand that, as the husband, that's my duty to make sure she eat 3 times a day, that she got clothes, that she got a place to stay, that she need running water and electric and everything like that. Okay, well, hey, look, I don't look, if I'm only making 40,000 a year, hey, China, we're gonna be in this efficiency apartment.
Hey.
But you're gonna have the basic necessities. You're gonna have the basics. Okay, and when I get that little bonus, I get some overtime, you know, we take you down there and get you something out of H&M or something. You know what I'm saying? But the assignment that's on us in relationships, man, a lot of us out of order, man. A lot of us way out of order. And we think that, you know, just because we get with somebody who tell that lie at the beginning of the relationship, you know, y'all know that lie. Oh no, I'm looking for the same thing. Wow. We got so much in common. That lie. Yeah. Right there. Yeah. Got you all over here in submission. You cooking and singing and smiling and happy. And this fool the whole time, they ain't got no intention. Got no intention on being the person you think that he told you he was going to be, or she told you she going to be. These people are absolute frauds, and they come in to take you out of your space. They want you off your square. They want you in a place where you are confused about everything. And guys, that's one of the biggest keys right there. This is the biggest key when we talk about when you meet somebody and you know, you trying to figure out, is this the one or is it not, or is it? You want to know if that's the right person? That question right there. That question right there says everything. Are you the right one? It says everything, because when it's the right one, you know it.
For sure.
When it's not, you don't know.
Yep.
People come out, like I do a lot of study in genetics and stuff. People like literally they have studied the brain, like the DNA is off. Like there is something called the God gene, right? Like they even studied and broke that down. But people who are like narcissistic, sociopath, anyone like that cluster B with no empathy, in the DNA itself, when they unraveled it, because they did with all that CRISPR stuff, they are literally having like an alteration or a mutation in that gene that causes them to be able to connect with people in a loving way. So it goes to that, like everything happens spiritually first. So generationally, they got some jacked up parents, grandparents, somebody jacked up, and the whole genome is defected, and they don't have the DNA makeup that causes them to be able to love somebody. And they call something called the God gene. And a lot of our medications are kind of centered around that emotional type of deficit. But in a narcopath, like they literally, it's just some people that's not, they're born with a defective gene. God probably the only one who can reset the DNA, who knows? But they literally, when he says some he made for good purposes in the Bible, some parts he made for bad, or how he made Pharaoh like harden his heart. Some people are just, they belong to the devil. They
Right.
they born wicked from the womb. I got siblings, we had the same trauma. Two turned out okay. Two wicked from the womb. That's genetics. That's like DNA. The DNA is the dinner. Like I like to say,
You know,
something broke in a dinner.
let me say this before you read that. The Bible says God protect children and fools.
Wow.
And I don't see them narcissists being a goddamn child or a fool. So he's not protecting them.
I think they kind of fall under the category of foolish.
Foolish.
Yeah.
They know exactly what they're doing.
Oh, they do. Now you're right on that. They know exactly what they're doing. Woo, 3 Red Stallion. Thanks for that super chat. 3 Red Stallion says, stuck at the betrayal.
Ooh, that's what gets you.
Stuck at the betrayal. Yeah, man. Narc thinks it's normal to have a baby outside of a 20-year marriage, ladies and gentlemen. The narc thinks it's normal to have a baby, not her baby, But somebody else's baby you bringing into our home after we've been in this for 20 years. With the child's mom. Wow. And has the nerve to want to fight divorce. That sound about right.
Yeah.
That sound about right. Grateful God rescued me from that fire that could go. That sounds just like exactly what a narc would do.
Oh yeah.
Hey, baby, I know I got her pregnant. Why are you tripping about that? Why are you tripping? Man, look, we married. I ain't letting you go because I went out here and made a mistake. I ain't letting you, nah, we gonna work this out. Because now he's stuck with that mistake. And see, something that we don't see, y'all, something that we don't see, we just look at it like, oh, man, I just gave somebody 20 years. 20 years.
Phew, baby.
Gave somebody 20 years of my life. And this fool, after 20 years, this fool gonna run out here, have a baby, and go live with the baby mama. Gonna leave me for the baby mama. That's how he gonna do. And he somehow, cause see, he dealing with that karma.
Oh yeah.
He did, man. That karma is all got up in him like a wedgie. That karma is up in there like a wedgie every single day, and that's why he's still trying to hold on, because he know the minute that paper gets signed by the judge, he knows, man, that's it. Everything in his life gonna fall apart.
Oh yeah.
Everything gonna fall. It's actually, when you look at it, it actually already has fallen apart.
Yeah.
My man went out there, and after 20 years, man, you're gonna take 20 years, and don't get me wrong, sometimes you can make a mistake out here, right? You can make a mistake. You can do that. But 20 years and we having a child somewhere, that ain't even a mistake at that point, champ. That ain't even a mistake. And the part that she's not telling in this is, that ain't the only time he did something like this. So it makes us think like, wow, she just rolled out on him just because it is, and this is a big deal though. This is a big situation. I don't know anybody that's going to just be able to sit there and chalk that one up. Okay, you had a baby. All right, now let's just get back to me and you. Man, that ain't. Right. When you're dealing with somebody like this, y'all, you're dealing with not just this particular woman. You're dealing with several different women.
Yeah.
This type of person, just slinging it like that. And I mean, this is telling you that, he's the type of person, he's like, hey man, not only do I want to do this, but, I want to do it in a way that is dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not worrying about what he's going to take back home to his wife, the home team, the family. He ain't worrying about that.
Yeah.
He's just like, hey man, I just saw something, I wanted it, and I just went for it.
Oh yeah.
Like, bro, that's what you did when you was in high school.
It's terrible. They would even ask, like, somebody like that would even ask her to raise the kid.
Oh yeah.
That's what they'll do. My brother did that to his wife. Like, well, I wouldn't be with her if you just let me adopt her daughters, or when you adopt one of the daughters, the one that he was so fond of and kind of deal with on a different level. But it's like, you have to be insane to sit there and consider any explanation out of their mouth. Like, you have to somehow become clinically insane for you to process it. Because the stuff they do and say, you can't compute it. That makes no sense.
No. And you know what? I want to say, you think it's the betrayal. It's not the betrayal, because when you ask these people about the betrayal, they cover it up with lies. So it's the lies that you're stuck on and not the betrayal. And I find too that a lot of times why the reason they drag these divorces out, found it out through dragging mine out. Well, he's been dragging mine out, is that that's the only way that they can get you to play in the mud with them. Anybody who sit here and tell you that they go through a divorce and have to be very truthful and on the up and up to get through that divorce is a goddamn lie. Even if I told you that. You have to play in the mud with these people and get dirty, and they love it when you're going through a divorce. Or it's going to be detrimental to you if you don't. And that's why they drag this out, because they get a thrill out of you stooping down to their level and being like them to get out of a sticky situation. And that's why they drag this on. And also, they don't want to lose that access. But they love the thrill of you playing in the mud with them, and that's why they drag it.
Whew, man.
And the only reason, and they want alimony, like they still want access to be able to siphon, not only siphon your life force and everything, because they're gonna siphon that and drain you, but they want to have access to finances, to pensions. Like they think on a different level when they think marriage, especially long-term marriage. They're thinking what can they continually get as a source of income. So they're thinking about retirement plans, pension plans, alimony if it's more than 5 years. They're thinking of all of this different stuff so they could come up with these terrible narratives like, well, I was abused, so I should get alimony, like all this craziness. And you have to be very prepared, like very prepared with a very good lawyer.
See what happened to what's that dancer's name? What's her name? Tanya's. The one that was married to the basketball player Trumpet.
Tiana Taylor.
Tiana Taylor. Yeah, he don't spend every little, he don't. Well, whatever he had, it's gone. It's just way gone. And I think he was the one that got somebody pregnant in their marriage, right? And yeah, so now, he got to double back. They already divorced. He doubling back on the divorce. Like, hey, look, I know y'all gave me half her stuff during the divorce, but y'all missed some stuff. What about before? What about before we got married? She had some money then. Yeah, y'all. I didn't get my fair share. Is what I'm saying, y'all.
Yeah.
He got to feed that kid now.
Oh yeah.
He got to feed that kid. Then they both young. He's young. That dude's still in his 20s.
Yeah.
That NBA stuff been gone, bro. That's over. Them checks long gone. That's a wrap. Now you got to deal with the real world. And the worst thing that could happen to a young person is to be in a situation where you making a large sum of money for a short period of time, and then you created bills that go along with that large salary that you only had at a short period of time, and now you got to maintain that lifestyle.
Yeah, because they live beyond their means, and like I said, don't have a long-term goal. If you ask them where they see themselves in 5 years, they can't tell you because they haven't thought that far. They living for the moment, and they living, like I said, to shit on other people. All this, when they flash this money, that's why I hate when people say, people like Biggie Smalls, women didn't want him, back then because he didn't have money, and now they want him. In my opinion, he was a narcissist too, because the way he dogged women and did women, he got that money and it was to shit on women. And that's what they do. They don't have no goals in life, because if he did, he would have invested in something, but he didn't. He invested in coochie. Y'all know I'm blunt, so
that's what you gotta hear. Because when you in the narcosphere fog, you gotta hear the bluntness just to shake it up. Like, whoa, this is reality.
I'm sorry, I'm on one tonight, y'all.
Real reality. Super chat. Sig Thought said, only place the narc led me to was the bedroom. Okay, that was it. That was narc leadership for the narc she dealt with. Like, hey,
boom, room.
There you go. That's where the magic happened. Or, or lack thereof. One of the two. Some. Oh man, guys, what a wonderful session this evening.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all, man, what a wonderful session. I'm gonna have to bring my man Troy and Keisha J just done, just seemed like she turned into, one of our sofas in here because, she is on it, man. It's wild. It's not a lot of people that I listen to, and I'm like, damn, when she talked though, I'll be like, what? Like, oh my goodness. Okay. The Red Stallion came back, y'all. She said, whoo, excuse given for why. Man. Wow. You would not have a baby for me, so that's why I did.
Oh my God.
And see you now, a Red Stallion. You saying this stuff now to make everybody just pissed off in here because that's just, man, that's crazy. You wouldn't do it, and that's typical. That's typical. What else was he gonna say? What else was he gonna say?
Right.
Because when you having a baby, that ain't something you can hide. And trust and believe, many fools out here have tried. Okay.
It's my fault. I said, like, it's your fault. My sperm went in her. It's your fault. You should have had that egg ready.
Look here. Okay. I was drunk. And what had happened? No, I that night I was drunk. Remember that I came home, I was drunk. And she jumped on me. And only pregnant once, emergency surgery, and no longer able to have children. Best believe, taking it to the house. Listen. Again, y'all. I told y'all, man, when you are dealing with a narcissist and you know this person is very good with manipulation, because all of them are, don't you ever ask a narcissist why about anything.
Nope.
Okay, that is the forbidden question. If you ask a question, I ain't saying you can't ask them a question about certain thing or whatever, but you cannot ask the question why.
Yeah.
Because to a narcissist, asking them why is like a disclaimer. It's like your way of saying, can you please lie to me and tell me, give me the reason to be able to deal with this longer. If you ever ask the question why,
yeah,
the narcissist he has this preconceived notion. He or she has a preconceived notion. You just want me to lie to you, baby. Because if you didn't ask why, that means you don't even care why.
Right.
And that's really the answer you want to give, especially in a situation like with a topic this sensitive. He wanted a child. She obviously wanted a child. And then this, he just said, okay, baby, look here. I'm just going to get Shawty right here pregnant because I'm already hitting a few of them. So I'm going to go ahead and then I'm going to come smash it in your face, and say I did it because of this.
Yeah.
Because he's still, guys, y'all see the protection that a narcissist is under, or they feel they're under when they're with you?
Yeah.
Because see, if he had any real feeling for this other person, he wouldn't care with his wife though. He wouldn't care. Now, please don't take that as him caring about you.
Right.
Okay? Let's not get it confused. But he's in a situation and it's not going well.
Oh yeah.
It's not going well at all. Because if he got it, first of all, he got a wife he had for 20 years. So that means they got a life together, y'all. Over 20 years, y'all done accumulated some things.
Oh yeah.
And now he over there, living over there in a totally subpar situation. It ain't the same. Ain't the same as it was at home. But now, because of those decisions, he gotta live over there.
Yeah.
And let me say this, okay? Let me say this because we leaving out a very important part in this whole situation right here. Okay, we leaving one person out of this that's detrimental and needs some attention because she's getting some attention, and that is this pregnant woman or this pregnant female. This pregnant female that decided she was going to get pregnant and have a child by somebody else's husband. So she think that by default I took her. Well, she didn't take much.
Nah.
Do that. Number one. And number two, if you think he going through it, good God, you don't even understand the black cloud that's over her head. Cause she thinks she got a man by default by stealing. She thinks she stole somebody's husband and gave him a child, and now she gonna claim him as her own. And she, in her mind somewhere, when she was doing that stuff, she thought temporarily. She thought, and I'm saying she don't think like that now. She know better now. She thought we're gonna just live happily ever after. His wife gonna see I'm pregnant, and she just gonna run away. She'll be all right. She can find somebody else. That's how narcs think.
Yeah.
You should be all right. She'll find somebody else. She ain't gonna want him no more.
Yeah.
She done came in your home. And let me say it like this. She basically walked up to God and said, man, I ain't thinking about some covenant you put together. What God has brought together, let no man take us on. That thing gonna get it for the rest of her days, man.
That's what they don't understand. That he living a whole curse right now. It's
Exactly.
a whole curse that come with adultery. It say the one that do adultery, they destroy their own soul. And
Yo,
if that's something
yeah.
that's
So say that again.
it said he who do adultery, they destroy their own soul. And then it say they brought down to like a morsel of bread. That's like a breadcrumb.
Yep.
So that means he about the poverty, sickness, all of
Yep.
that stuff. He
Mm.
dealing with a witch. She about to leave him as soon as the divorce is final, because she only trained for married men. Like this is a whole curse
Yeah.
that he can't even talk his way. How you gonna talk your way out of a curse with God? I mean, like God would it.
Preaching in
My
midnight.
brother said, like, with the delusion, they think they will be able to explain themselves to God one day, like, God, I was bored. But that's delusional narc. That's
Yeah.
how it's crazy.
Let me give you the flip side of what Hario said too. In a situation like that, these men, he probably didn't even plan to have a baby with her, but they so reckless that they just shoot their seed in any and everybody and go unprotected. And then the reason he went over to that situation is because while he was asleep, she got his information. And so when he went back to you, hey, I'm going to get child support. So he had to go over there and sit in that situation, knowing you're going to be sitting right there after he calmed this situation down. That was a child he was planning on abandoning. But he had to run back over to that situation because it was going to ruin his life, not his marriage, his life. And so he went and sat in that situation. And so now he's sitting under a person who has her thumb on his neck. And so he figured out how to get out of that situation. And I want to answer Joshua's question. The reason why they heavy on empaths, because narcissists love to leave a situation being the one who cares the least. If you with another narcissist and you leave, you know they don't give a damn. So they need somebody with empathy who's going to care when they leave, somebody they can manipulate their way back into their life. That's why they want empaths, because they want to be the ones who cares the least when they leave.
Good God. Man, ladies, man. Oh man, y'all dropped it on there. She said, did y'all hear what they just said right there? You live in an entire curse. You are making a curse on your own life. You done cursed your own life. You literally walked right into hell and said, hey man, I got some lighter fluid. Let me put this on. Let me put this lighter fluid on up in here. Because I don't have no regard. And like CHYNA just said, that dude he wasn't thinking about walking away from that ain't even something men do. Ladies, that ain't something men really do. When a guy rolls out for somebody else, nah, man, that's not who we really are. When we do something like that, it ain't because we just oh man, I got to be with this other woman. Hell no.
No.
It's somebody got some influence or something over your head and you got to go.
Yep.
Ain't no man getting up, I'm packing my stuff, I'm leaving home. That's home. And I'm saying that to say he ain't planning on leaving. He like, look, man, I'm gonna just go over here for a little bit. Let me get this straight over here. And then I'll be back home.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let me get this straight over here and I'll be back. So that's why he's saying, nah, man, I ain't letting you go. I ain't divorcing you. We ain't doing all that. Nah, I made a mistake. I'm gonna make it up. I'm gonna make this up to you. How you gonna make that up? How you gonna fix this?
Yep.
You know, I gotta sit around and watch you raise your child by her? And your child is gonna be 10 and we be married 30 years. How am I gonna explain that to people? Oh, yeah, he got son over there. His son. You know, not the one before we was married. We was married 20 years, he had a son. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. Look, I'm gonna leave on that note. Y'all figure that out, right? No. He never had a plan on leaving.
No.
And that's why he gonna fight you. He gonna fight you to stay with you.
Yep.
He gonna fight to stay in that. Because he already see, man, this over here ain't living. This ain't life. You think, y'all be thinking that somebody done went and did something dirty like that, and it's a reward in it somewhere.
Yeah.
Man, Joe, you just signed your own certificate. You signed your own certificate that, look here, this whole situation is going to be ugly. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be disrespectful, because that's exactly what she did to y'all marriage.
Yep.
Undermined, disrespect, and she think that she just going to be able to just live happily ever after somewhere after you done came in here and violated somebody else's marriage?
Yep.
You got to be crazy. Only crazy people think like that.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing coming. And I'm saying that to say he's already over there with her. They already in hell, man. They already fighting and arguing. Cause see, it's easy. It's easy for a narc to get along with somebody and really have happy relationship with that person as long as they don't live together. As long as they don't live together. The moment that relationship turns into, okay, now you got to put up with each other every day, all day, and make this work. Ain't no child gonna make a relationship work, y'all.
Oh no.
What you think? I don't care if they had 20 of them together. Don't matter.
It's probably more out there.
Man, man, and he just like you said, he just met the right one on this time. He met the right one that said, okay, nah, champ, you ain't just going back home to her. Because I'm taking, and she probably threatened him like, look, because you know while you're married, yeah, and the husband go out there and get somebody pregnant, man, that woman get to come in your house and take a percentage of his salary and a percentage of your salary. Yeah, yeah, that's how child support works. Child support here. Listen, the system is here to destroy whatever relationship y'all had there. That marriage that was there, the system is there to destroy it. Okay, now you gotta suck it in and say, wow, you don't went out here and had a baby on me, and now you gotta pay her every month. Oh no, it ain't just him gotta pay him. No. So when she filed them papers, yeah, you probably gonna have a armed one of them court marshals in there with her protecting her, because you're gonna be in there fighting for your check too.
They gonna come for your money, and sometimes that's the only time you actually find out how many kids they got. Is when the child support come and you got all this money, they got to go to their child support.
There you go.
That's some stuff.
Let me put y'all on game. For all y'all going through this, see, I didn't know this. I just learned this. File a motion with the court and have them to look into that other person's income. And that's going to up your child support and your alimony.
Good gracious.
Yep, you file a motion with the court to consider to get that other person's income. See, but I'm so far gone that I won't out of this that I'm not even filing that motion to get anything moving. I just want my freedom papers, sir.
No,
slavery is over.
That's real. When you get a divorce, when your spouse is cheating with somebody and you know who the person is, you have a legal right to do that. I'm not giving y'all legal advice here, but call your lawyer. They'll tell you. Yeah.
If they living with that person, yes.
I know some people that have done it.
Yeah.
Okay, they sue the person that destroyed their marriage.
You can't do that in Illinois. They don't care. It's not in every state, though.
Oh, well.
It's in some states, not here. You think I didn't look into that?
I never even looked into that, man. I was thinking I owed the dude some money. You know what I'm saying? for real. Like, look, bro. You know, I know you didn't do it to hook me up, but you did. You know, so I feel indebted. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, I at least had to give this dude $1,000 when I see him like that. Good God. Without you, bro, man, oh man, where would my life be, man? Is it possible I could still be in that? Nah, it was over. It's possible though. So, you know, on my end, I'm gonna take it on the chin and just say, hey, man, you know, I appreciate everything that was done, because, you know, it could have went a totally different way, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, what y'all gonna leave the people with tonight, ladies? What y'all gonna leave them with tonight, man? This was an incredible session. My man Troy came through. Man,
go ahead, Keisha.
I just want to leave them with, like, especially with that lady's story, like, it's really understand that they never go to something better. Like, I've never, and none of the ex-husbands, fiance, none of them, their lives are not better. Like, especially when they leave you a marriage for another, especially another narcissist. They dealing with broken cars. They always broke. It's always some financial things going on, chaos, jail. a couple of them been on TV, like for child endangerment, some crazy stuff. It's always something reckless to where you don't even want to ever tell people you was affiliated with them. So it's never good. The other person, they all, if they're grimy enough to mess with a married person, whether it's a female messing with a married man or a man messing with a married female, that spirit of perversion is never satisfied. So they're always cheating on each other. Either they always fighting and cheating, or they just open swingers, but they're never faithful monogamous. That
Yeah.
doesn't happen. Once they move on, they're just, it only gets worse. And so you're really, like, everyone who's going through this, it is painful when you find out like you was actually dealing with the devil, sleeping with the devil, but you still alive and
Yeah.
you got life and you can still
Come on.
regenerate more life.
Come on.
They just got death in a dark cloud, and they try to just throw out fleas everywhere they go. So sometimes literally,
Yeah.
that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't just just like,
Woo.
be thankful that you can rebuild. It's gonna be okay. Never take them back. Pet cemetery. Always remember that they come back worse only for the finalization. That's it. And Terminator. Remember Terminator.
Come on.
You can't reason with them.
Come
They
on.
don't have pity.
Come on.
They don't feel. They won't stop until you are gone.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
For y'all that don't believe it from me, y'all heard it from a licensed clinician right here. Okay? Tell them, Keisha. That's
My
how.
patient, I'm telling you, and I don't. Sometimes I have couples, and I have to tell the couple, like, even though they right there, both of them know the diagnosis. It's not going to work, and it never does. They
Yep.
never get
Yeah.
better. They lie about treatment. They want
Mm,
they would triangulate the clinician to get them to break up. Like, they would say, let them know that it's best for me to go live with my mom and then still be friends for their mental health. That's what they do. When you try to go to a therapist or go to a psychiatrist and both of y'all are seeking treatment, they want the clinician to be partaking in their triangulation and discard, and then prepare you for the Hoover. So if you don't deal with a clinician or a coach or anybody that know about this stuff, you already setting yourself up for failure.
there you go. That's real talk, y'all.
Yeah.
You don't want to just talk to anybody out here. I talk to people just daily. I mean, I don't set my book up the way I used to now because that's some real work, y'all. That's some real, and that's why I'm bringing these licensed people on the show now because it can get overwhelming for me sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
It can mess with your mental health trying to help some of these people because their mind is not set. They just looking for somebody to vent to. And that's draining. And that's why,
not just vent, not just
yeah,
vent, but want like Keisha just said, they just triangulate you and
yeah,
to try to help them with that what they're trying to do.
yeah,
And it's like, hold on, I'm telling you, this ain't what you trying to do. That ain't what I'm set up for. Okay, I ain't sending you back into the narc. Okay, that ain't what I'm doing. Okay, the goal is to get you together. You want to attract a genuine relationship at
oh
some
yeah.
point in your life. So, either get off the pot or take it. What you going?
I want to say this, guys. We, like Hario said earlier, they were never planning on leaving. We were their stability. And they love to try to destabilize us during the relationship and afterwards. But eventually you heal. See, but when you remove yourself from that situation and you close that door and change the locks, you destabilize them forever. Because you are their sense of stability. They need you. And they were dependent on you being there when they needed to come back. So those of you who are still in the relationship, I'm going to always say, get out, get out, get out. Once somebody ghosts you, respect the dead.
Woo! Whoa! Whoa! Say that one more time for me, China.
Once somebody ghosts you, respect the dead.
Whoo, man.
Yes.
Boy, oh boy. I told y'all, we stepping it up, man. We stepping it up. Y'all getting a live, uncut version of everything you need to arm yourself out here against this demon, man. You're getting everything that you. My girl just said. I don't forget it already, China.
Once somebody ghosts you, respect the dead.
Respect the dead. Once they ghost you, just respect it. Listen, you no longer alive. I respect the dead. My condolences.
Hey.
My condolences.
They don't change. And cut everybody off that's affiliated with them. You ain't cool with their mom and their aunts, their sisters, their cousins, their friends, and all of that. Y'all not cool. You think y'all cool because they fake just like them, and you think that they like you and stuff, but no, y'all not cool. They flying monkeys. That's all in the whole narc land of Oz. Y'all are not cool. Cut them off. Don't talk to them, and don't feel bad about it. Like a lot of times, we be like, "Well, they should see their grandma." No, that grandma raised that narc. That's not good nowhere. So you cut them off. You really don't know a lot of people that you think you know well because they put you in their environment.
Yeah.
Once you really get out of that, the people that you connect with are not the same mindset as the people that they connect with anyway. Forget them. I'm telling you, you won't even remember them after about a year.
Let me add this before you say something, Hario. It's going to be short and sweet. I agree with that because these people are only around to further abuse you to keep you in that state for that person.
The two fingers, if you could see the two fingers.
Anybody in there anybody in the chat still believe that somehow, some way, the Narc is doing something good with somebody. Somehow. I just want proof. Because everybody, the people that the naysayers, just have these opinions that the Narc is with the new supply and they're just on this desert island and they're quadrillionaires and they just have people using those big palms and fanning them on the beach while they feed one another bonbons and Godiva chocolate. And they just go off into the sunset and the entire rest of their life is just one long session of intimacy. That's what people actually believe. That when you think about the Narc and the new supply, that's exactly the thing that's on your mind the most. That they really somewhere happy. They burned up. They so happy, and they have to be happy because they left me so cold. I don't even think they ever gonna talk to me again. After the fifth time they done reached out, and you still like, but was that a Hoover though? Nah, they just reached it because they left a pair of their socks, and guys, again, we haven't found one person yet. Not one person. Y'all telling me out of over 100, over a million, I got 22 million views, something like that on my videos. You tell me out of all them people they know, not one person, not even the what do they call the self-aware narcs. Not even the self-aware narcs come out here talking about how happy they are with the new person, how their life just changed and everything is so wonderful now.
Right.
Nobody has showed any proof of this mystery relationship that y'all swear exists. Y'all swear that relationship does exist somewhere. They gotta be happy. Because in your mind, you're thinking that the narc would do what you would do. And what you think like is, okay, the only way that I would do what the narc did is if I was happy.
Right. They don't have a happy gene. And that all the self-aware narcs, they get so much emotional. See, supply, you can have emotional affairs. They get so much emotional gratification, having control over what somebody else feel. Like they always wanted their opinions to matter because nobody ever listened to them. They're always like, listen to me, listen to me. And so they have this control over vulnerable people who
Yep.
call them for advice over their life. Like my ex-husband, the pastor dude, he also a life coach, a self-made life coach. I don't even know how he got. I think he just put it on a business card. It's no papers with that. And then he just said, "I'm a life coach," and then he tell people about their life, and I'm just like, you got a whole clown giving some crazy separate from your wife. She's not submissive. You're just like, this is some dark stuff. Do the fact you better do the internet check, the fact check, all of that on these counselors out here, because I'm telling you, the narcs is out here narking, man. They out here, they
Oh,
out here, and all of this imposter syndrome. That's them. They playing like Doogie Howser. They probably got the lab coat on at the doctor's office.
they found his card in the bathroom. You know, the bathroom of the church. He had his card pinned to the wall. He holler at me. That's what it said on his card. Holler at me.
Call Pastor Zeke for a good time.
Okay.
Right.
He got his name and phone number on the wall. For a good time, call the pastor. All right? Holler at me.
Because with the internet, you could be whatever you want to be. They learn that in prison. They
Yeah.
come straight out of prison. Like, I got all the degrees. Let me see. I could be a surgeon. I could be this. I got all the paperwork. Everything is a fraud and a scam. But you gotta hear what come out of their mouth, and you really gotta discern even the professional stuff. If somebody coaching you and all they doing is talking bad about you and everything is your fault and stuff, that's usually a narcissist. They do that. They'll start belittling you. They'll start forcing you to be on this time schedule, and if you miss it, they angry with you. Like, you can't be abused by professionals and pastor, clergymen, and all of that, because that's one of the top 10 professions they choose. Say
let
it.
me let me get in here. I agree with you that it's they don't take accountability, but sometimes as a victim we become narcissistic as well and blame them for everything and don't take accountability ourselves. So we need to be big on and heavy on our accountability as well.
Come on. It just ain't no other way.
Yeah.
And you're not
Yeah.
going to heal if you don't take some. Guys, that your level of acceptance of what you did in it,
Mhm.
guarantee you, is what's going to free you.
For sure.
I guarantee you, that's that part right there. Y'all looking for that freedom? You looking for the way out? You looking for that pain to stop? Free your soul.
Free it.
Free your soul, man. See your part in it.
Yeah.
I told y'all earlier, man. I apologized to the narc earlier. This entire train wreck, it was all my fault. It was all my fault because I knew by day two. I said day three. I knew by day two. Something ain't right here, man. I knew by day two, something ain't right here. So I'm saying all that to say, y'all, look here, man. At the end of the day, when you want your soul to be free, when you want to feel good, when you want to feel better, man, go into that mirror and address you. Go into that mirror and address the person in the mirror
For sure.
and accept your fault in it. And I promise you, it's going to free you in a way you ain't never felt before.
Yes, Lord.
And it ain't no shame in it. Because, yeah, we did play a part in it. Because ain't nobody, and unless somebody had a gun to your head forcing you to deal with their mess, you made a choice. We all made a choice. I chose to stick around. I'm going to fix this crazy mess. I'm going to do the right thing. I got all the excuses in the world. I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm going to do the right thing. You know, I'm going to see the best in somebody. I'm not going to see the worst. If I can't say something good, I can't say nothing at all. Every excuse in the book, I used it. I'm going to fight for my marriage. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I don't care what lie I was telling. The bottom line is I knew better. I knew that it didn't feel good. I knew it didn't feel right. I know that my relationship with God changed the moment I got in that mess. So I'm saying to you, just check yourself, y'all. Check yourself. And say something nice to the lady.
Oh my God.
Where'd he go?
He disappeared.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. He'll be right back. Oh man. Yeah.
He's probably wondering, like, where did I go?
Yeah. He'll be right back. He was just getting ready to love, peace, and soul. We ain't even get to do that yet.
That's because the topic is so good.
It is.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful. And I really encourage people, like, really shows like this and everything, listening to it like for over a year and a half, like after the whole divorce and stuff, it really helped keep me grounded. Like sometimes you do this, really just need to hear that, like that real, and have a laugh, and not go back to that calling and all of that stuff. So I really encourage people, like when you had an idle time, to click on something like this. Like I always called this show, like with you, CHYNA, and even with Alicia, like if I need to just have that reality check moment, gaslighting myself and need to come out of that, I'm going to listen to this real quick and be okay. Because you do go through that crying and stuff for about a year and a half, 2 years. It lasts, and the time might spread out more, but it's really very emotionally back, like up and down going through this, because you're changing completely how you think from childhood.
There you go. Hey, well, y'all, this was a wonderful session tonight.
Yeah.
And before we go into 4 hours, hey.
Yeah.
Are you opposed to that?
Listen, I'm loving the energy. I'm loving
Trying to get her glow going. We up here, we talk, we like, hey, this is what's happening.
I'm loving the energy, because you gotta have a certain kind of energy to be able to have a conversation that you actually engaged in for that long of a time period. 3 hours. We did 3 hours tonight, y'all. Yes, indeed. We're gonna do this. We're going to keep on doing this, y'all. Yes, indeed. So listen, I want to thank y'all for coming through. I want to thank my man Troy for stopping in.
Yes.
He had to leave out abruptly, had some business to take care of, y'all, but he's gonna come back and join us again. Yes, indeed. So look, y'all have a wonderful weekend. And as we do every day and every night, okay, we're gonna leave y'all with love, peace, and soul.
I did it.
Bye, guys. Love you guys.
See you guys. See you later. Bye.
Weekend, everybody. Thank you.
You too.